All right, good evening to you. It is time for the Drive to State show here. And let's get it on the proper screen there. There we go. It is time. Yeah, it's time for the turkey.
Yes.
Gobble, gobble.
We are on. It's Thanksgiving week, and that means if you've made it this far as a team, you've had a pretty doggone good year. And there's quite a few teams that are going to be practicing come Thanksgiving morning before feasting on turkey, ham, the stuffing, the green bean casserole, the sweet potato casserole. Muted my mic on there somehow. There we go. I'm back now. All right. So, again, welcome back here. We're on the Drive the State show here. Joshua Wilson, Christopher Lyke, Reno there on the end. And, guys, before we get to a little something here, I got to do something a little here real quick. I think somebody in the group has a birthday tomorrow. Happy birthday to the associate, Christopher Lyke. Give him the birthday wishes. Yes, to that guy right there. Yes, there you go.
Thank you, guys. Thank you. Thank you.
There you go.
Oh, thank you very much.
You're welcome. Christopher will be 29 and holding. That's what my grandmother would always tell me. So there you go. All right, guys. Now, oh man, everybody is already jumping on here. And Mark Cannon, good evening to you. And Nolly is like, hey, game time. And good evening to you, Nolly. Glad to see you on. Hey, Emery Williams-Smith. And yes, indeed, it is great to see y'all all back here. And then Zachary Hallbach says, happy Thanksgiving. Yes, indeed. It is turkey time here in the Sunshine State. To kind of set the table real quick, we'll do this first hour. We'll go through the brackets, go through our picks, and actually we have the turkey gobbler. Actually, we will reveal how many. Oh well, let's see what Mr. Turkey has to say. He will be really giving off of how many turkeys he's giving for each game here. So and yeah, the birthday wishes are coming in. There we go.
Thank you. Thank you, everybody. Thank you.
Yes, indeed. There we go. And Ellis Hall, good evening to you as well. Let's roll. So we'll kind of set the table here real quick here, guys. Again, first hour, we'll go through the brackets, go through our picks for this week. And then we will, at 9 o'clock, we'll have head coach Evan Davis from Armwood on. 9:20, Christopher Foy from Oakleaf. And then 9:40, Ed Johnson from Newberry. So all three teams playing into Thanksgiving weekend here. And some huge games on the docket this week here. And by the way, real quick, our picks from last week. Oh boy, Reno 39-24. Mr. Lyke, you were 49-14, and yours truly here was 53-10 on the picks. But some of y'all called some upsets and got them right on the head. So nail right on the head. So there we go on that one. So. Talking about food. What's your favorite Thanksgiving food? Give me the green bean casserole, Emery.
Oh, mashed potatoes and gravy.
Give me mashed potatoes and corn all day long.
Oh, there you go. There you go. Absolutely here. So, with that said here, we're going to kind of get rolling into this here. And yes, I've got the whole board set up actually nicely tonight for this kind of thing here. And making sure that I've got, yep, there we go. Mr. Turkey is right there. And we're going to kind of get this rolling into this here with Class 1A in just a moment. Well, actually, Class Rural. Sorry, I'm still. See, there I go, calling it the old number that it used to be. 1A, 1R, 1 Rural, whatever it may be here. So let's kind of get into it here with that. Oh, hit the wrong button. There we go. All right, let's get into this here. Okay, come on. There we go. Work me. There we go. All right, looking at this with everything that we have, we had some interesting results here in the Rural FIT bracket with the top 4 seeds all going down here. I mean, honestly, all top 4 seeds went down in this one. Trenton upsetting Baker 26-21. Actually, the score was at Jefferson. It was Dixie County. I reversed it here. It was Dixie County 34-20, but I didn't catch that until just now somehow. But Dixie County won that game 34-20. And then we go into the other side of the bracket where we see Wildwood take down Port St. Joe 21-14. And then Fort Meade 33-14 over Franklin County. Gentlemen, your thoughts on this here with these teams going down like this in the rural FIT bracket?
Well, to say it's a surprise, yeah, it is. But at the same time, you got to expect the unexpected in the playoffs, and you got to show up every freaking week.
Oh, absolutely.
It's one thing we say consistent on the show is that win record does not matter. That 4-6 did not matter coming into that 5 game. So
you also have to wonder if the bye week had an effect on those teams that had that bye week that week off.
No,
I mean,
yeah, go ahead.
No, I agree with you. I mean, that's what happened to Baker. It looked like they got the bug. So, I mean, that bye week could have affected.
Yeah, and that's what I'm thinking is that the bye week got all these teams here. Honestly, looking at it, it just really kind of feel like maybe just sitting out that extra week, maybe even 2 weeks, because some of these teams, remember, didn't play week 12. A lot of them didn't play week 12, so they were off for multiple weeks on end. Mm-hmm. So last week was their first game since since November 1. That's a long period off, and I feel like that kind of impacted them greatly here. And as such, it's the 5, 6, 7, and 8 seeds moving on into the state semifinal round in the Rural Invitational bracket. And with that said, let's take a look. Mr. Turkey, what are your ratings for these 2 games? We're going to reveal what the turkey says. Oh, we got 1 turkey here. 2, and we have 3 turkeys for this game, I believe. Is there a 4th one, Mr. Turkey? Let's see what he says. He's saying no. It is 3 turkeys for this game. Let's see what Wildwood and Fort Meade bring to us. 1. Is there a second one? Oh, now is there another one here, Mr. Turkey? Now, does this game get a 4th turkey? He's saying no.
Oh, 3. Okay.
3 turkeys. All right, gentlemen, let's get with the picks here. I mean, looking at it, you got Trenton 5 and 7 here, Dixie County 6 and 6. These 2 teams met back on August 30th. Dixie County won that one 40-16. And but these teams, when you look at the number of total yards per game, they're kind of pretty similar in that realm of things there. But honestly, I feel like maybe Dixie County has really kind of come to life here in the last couple of weeks here, especially with their defense. Let's go with Mr. Lyke there for your pick.
Yeah, I like Dixie County. They got a great defense. Look for Mr. Williams to do some really good damage on offense there for Dixie County. So it's going to be more of the same from the opening season.
No, absolutely. And as y'all know here, that you can put your picks in here and we'll roll them out as well as we talk about it. Reno, what do you got here for between the Tigers and the Bears?
These are both 2 good local teams. You know, I grew up playing with both of these teams. But I think this time around, I'm going to go sticking to my upset island. I'm thinking Trenton, being on the road, what they did to Baker, finding a way to win, they're going to find a way to win against Dixie County.
All right, so Reno's going over to Reno Island early on for this, but I am going to go with Dixie County here. I like what Rick Whittington's doing here for the Bears here, and they seem to be finding their groove, and this is a lot of momentum there to build here, and I feel like this will lead towards the state championship game. It's not going to be. It's a Rural Invitational Championship game here for going for Dixie County in this one. So I feel like that's where it's going here. Let's look at Wildwood Fort Meade here. Reno, where are you going with this one?
Well, when you start looking at the yardage again, they're a pretty even team when it comes down to it. I mean, the rankings show here that they're pretty evenly matched in the bracket and for their record. So with all that said, I'm sticking close to home, and I'm going with Wildwood.
Wow. All right. Reno's going Wildwood. Chris, where are you going with this one?
Wildwood and Fort Meade, they have a common opponent in Hardy. Wildwood beat Hardy, and Fort Meade lost to Hardy early on in the season. Give me Wildwood, and look out for Jason McCutcheon for Fort Meade. He should be a good measuring stick to see how this game goes early on.
Well, you know what? I am actually going to be against y'all on this one. I am going Fort Meade. I'm kind of concerned about Wildwood in terms of the amount of points they've given up here. I think Fort Meade, their strength of schedule has definitely been much stronger in this situation. I feel like that has prepared them here. And give me the Miners, the 4 and 7 Miners, to go on and play Dixie County in that championship round next week at 1:00 at the Villages. And that's where we'll leave it on that one for the Rural Invitational bracket here. All right, let's roll into the Class Rural State Championship bracket. The top half, you saw Hawthorne beat Lafayette 44-15. Williston comes out on top of Fort White 28-19. So you'll have a matchup between the 1 and 13 seed in Hawthorne and Williston at Annie Mae Phillips Stadium on Friday night. And then we have Madison County rolling over Bluntstown 43-6. Union County taking down Pahokee 28-18 to set up the matchup at Boot Hill between the Cowboys and the Tigers. And with that said, let's go into the Turkey Gobbler here. All right.
Let's go, Turkey.
Mr. Turkey.
Let's go, Gobbler. Let's go. Let's go.
Yes, Mr. Turkey, do we have what do we have for the Williston Hawthorne game? And we'll talk about our picks here in just a moment on that one. So what do we got? Oh, we got one turkey. Is there that 2 turkeys? Mr. Turkey, is there 3 turkeys here? All right, we got 3 coming here. Do we have a 4th turkey, Mr. Turkey? I believe we do. Do we have that coveted number 5 turkey here?
It's going to be a solid game.
And he's saying no.
Oh, I got the 4, though. You got the 4.
All right, so let's talk about this game here. All right, this is a rematch from last year's regional finals between both the Red Devils and the Hornets here. And Robbie Pro would love nothing better than to get some little bit of revenge back on Cornelius Ingram in this game here. And I mean, Williston is at the ambition of going to a state championship game. They have not been to a state championship game in decades. So, with that said, Hawthorne looking for another trip to the state championship game where they are the 2-time defending state champions the past 2 years in the rural bracket. Mr. Lyke, let me start with you here on this one. Hawthorne or Williston?
I like Hawthorne in this game to roll pretty easily, but they do have common opponents, Newberry and Deputy Hill Christian. And Hawthorne was 2-0 against both of them, and Williston was 1-1. So that's one thing to look out for. Hawthorne easily on the win.
Yeah. And Reno, where are you going with this one as I pop up this comment here about the Panhandle teams in the rural are all gone?
Yeah, that didn't last very long, and that kind of sucks. Well, I had the pleasure of watching Hawthorne in person last week against Lafayette, and that defense is big. That defense came away with 5 huge sacks, with one of those sacks being a safety for those 2 points. So, but what Williston's going to bring to the table is a really big front line on offense and a big running game. So, how big can Hawthorne's defense be to hold out Williston? I think the wall is strong, and Hawthorne wins the game.
No, absolutely. I think I'm going with Hawthorne as well. Safe bet here on Hawthorne, in my opinion, here as we look at that here. And I honestly think like that Hawthorne is a safe bet here. But if Williston wins, it would send a message to rural that the whole game has changed here with the way the bracket is set up now. And as we pop up the rankings here, Williston there and Emory Williams-Smith's going there without giving some little factoids there. Nully's going Thorne and Williston side. Here we go. Hawthorne versus Madison for the state championship. And we got Madison County and pick already throwing in. And Eric Daniels, go to YouTube. I feel like that's where the better the watch at is YouTube. So go there. And then Hawthorne upsets Williston. Hawthorne, I don't know if it's going to be an upset in that situation, but Mark Cannon's going Hawthorne, Madison County here. All right, Mr. Turkey, do we have a potential 5 turkey ranking here for this coming game with Union County and Madison County? We'll find out here. All right, we got the one. All right, come on now. Oh, wait, we got 1 turkey.
No.
Do we have 2 turkeys, Mr. Turkey? Oh, do we have 3?
Ooh.
We have 4.
Come on.
Do we have 5 for this game? We do.
Whoa! And we should.
We have 5 for this game. Union County, Madison County, guys. The Tigers 10-1, Cowboys 8-3 coming in this game, and boy, this is going to be a fun one because the Yards, they're going to be lighting up the scoreboard, I think, in this game. Reno, let's start with this one.
No, you're right. Each team averaging over 350 yards a game with total yards. Most of that coming on the ground, on the rush. So which defense is going to stand up and make this happen? And it's hard to say. It's really hard to say. But I think with this one, I picked them before. I think they can still outlast. Let's go Union County.
Wow! All right, Union County. I like that pick. That's bold. Mr. Lyke, where are we going with this one? This one's a tough one, I feel.
Yeah, it is a tough one. Madison County averages 301 yards from the ground, which I was wondering. Out of that, that's 350. Give me Madison County with LJ Carmody making a big impact on that game.
No, I'm going to roll. I'm going to be on Madison County side here in this one, and here's my reasoning why. It's hard to win at Boot Hill. A lot of teams find it difficult to play there. It is a very loud environment. It's rural football at some of its finest here, and honestly, it's hard to win at Boot Hill. But if Union County came away with the win, it wouldn't be a stunner either, just because how good Union County is playing and what Chris pointed out in the stats here. They're very similar. Both teams are very similar in terms of the stat lines. They're very close and similar, both on offense and defense. So there's nothing, no hard feelings on either side of this one here. And as we're going to roll into our Class 1A bracket here, the FHA did update some rankings for us here today to kind of give us a preview of what we'll find out Saturday once the rankings are recalculated for the state semifinals. I'm going to bring up the other picks here as we look at it here. Chris, look at this. Not really much in terms of what changed here, but compared from November 8th to today. I mean, it's that, the numbers have gone up for a lot of teams basically at the end of the day.
Yeah. I think a lot of that's got to do with the teams that they're playing in the playoffs. So, yeah, it's not a surprise that these numbers are the way they are. So.
No, absolutely. Reno, I mean, that's the thing. I'm honestly, I'm not surprised here. I mean, but when we see in a couple other classifications, we're going to see some teams have kind of bounced up a little bit, and some teams have kind of taken a step back here, despite the fact in terms of the rating, but not the fact that they're in the regional finals here. And Chaminade Madonna, I mean, that number was not close with Cardinal Newman back. It wasn't close during the season, but Cardinal Newman's getting closer and closer, knocking on the door on them.
I think we're getting better saying Chaminade Madonna. That's how much I've been saying and talking that school and that program, what they're really pulling off. The Cardinal Newman is not one to sleep on, like you said, and that's why they're only 0.4 difference between these two teams. For sure. No,
absolutely. Here. All right, let's roll into it. Let's look at this. As we saw, University Christian upset the 1 seed, got Providence again, 24-21. Trinity Christian had a close battle of McClay, 28-21. It was 21-all late in the fourth quarter before Trinity Christian got the go-ahead in that game in Region 1. Look at Region 2 here. CCC just blows out Carrollwood Day, 45-0. Lakeland Christian takes care of OCP, 48-20 to set up the regional final in Region 2. Cardinal Newman, 42-0 over Community School Naples. Naples First Baptist, 34-20 over a very good, solid Benjamin team right there. And then in Region 3 and in Region 4, Chaminade Madonna, a 70-0 burger, basically, on St. Andrews. Woo! And then Miami Edison has a battle with True North in a barn burner 47-39 to set up a rematch of Chaminade Madonna and Miami Edison. All right, let's roll into the Turkey Gobbler for this weekend, starting with Region 1. All right, Mr. Turkey. All right, he's there. He's ready to go. What do you got for University Christian and Trinity Christian? Let's roll with this one here. Oh, one turkey. Do we have two turkeys for this one? Oh, we do have two turkeys. Do we have another turkey, Mr. Turkey, for this one?
Nice.
We do have three turkeys. Is there a fourth turkey on this one? Is there a fourth turkey?
Mr. Turkey.
Mr. Turkey? He's saying no.
Oh.
No more. All right, let's go with our picks here. All right, University Christian and Trinity Christian. Reno, start with you on this one.
I think the home team has the advantage, Trinity Christian, and I think they're going to be able to just – it's not going to be a blowout, but it's going to be close, but it won't be too close. It'll be an easy win, though.
All right, Chris, where are we going with this one?
So they both have common opponents in Devereux Christian, and they both beat them in similar fashion. Give me University Christian with Matthew Hammett being a player to watch for that game against Trinity Christian.
This has been a battle. These games have surprised me when these two teams meet up with each other. I've seen University Christian pull off the upset, but I've also seen Trinity Christian do total damage on the other side. My opinion is I can't go against Trinity Christian at home on this one. I just feel like, which University Christian team am I going to get here this week? That's my question mark here. But I'm putting my faith into the Conquerors here at home in this situation, and that's where I'm rolling with Trinity Christian here. And as we've got some more picks coming in here, if you got your picks, pull them up on the screen. We'll roll them up here on the screen here. Don't have time to read every one of them, but I will throw them up here as we roll along here. All right, let's look at our gobbler here, Mr. Turkey. What do we have for Lakeland Christian and CCC? Do we have one turkey? Mr. Turkey, do we have two turkeys for this game? Oh, yes, we do. Do we have a third turkey for this game, Mr. Turkey? And he's saying no. He's saying no.
Two turkeys.
Two turkeys for this one. All right. Let's go with this. My opinion is way CCC has been playing, and given the fact that Lakeland Christian just destroyed another team from that same district in Carrollwood Day, boy. Chris, let's start it off.
Well, I think CCC at home is going to be too tough for Lakeland Christian. Gershon Newton, great player at CCC. I think CCC won big time.
No, absolutely. Reno, where are you going with this one?
I think Lakeland Christian has a chance. This is not going to be a run-up score. So, but I do agree at home. I think CCC has this one all the way.
No, absolutely. And I might thought of CCC just because I looked at what they just did to Carrollwood Day, and Carrollwood Day won that district.
Yeah.
That leads me to why this game. Mr. Turkey almost put a one turkey on this game, but I feel like the Lakeland Christian will score some points. It's just CCC is really just a dominant team once again here, and I think a lot of the chat is agreeing along here with us as well here. And but except for Ellis Hall, who's going Lakeland Christian, and Winston James as well. But yeah, there we go, right there. With that said, on the games here, let's look at First Baptist and Cardinal Newman. Mr. Turkey, what do we have for this game here? Do we have one turkey at least? Got to have at least one turkey on this. There we go, one turkey. Do we have two turkeys here, Mr. Turkey? We do have two turkeys. Do we have a third turkey for this game between the Lions and Cardinal Newman and the Crusaders? Oh, we do. We do have a three turkey. Do we have a fourth turkey for this game? Do we?
Ooh, come on.
No. All right, gentlemen. Reno, where do we start with this one? First Baptist, the Lions, they have been at least to the state semifinals the last 2 years, state champions 2 years ago. But Cardinal Newman, I feel like they're on a different planet.
And they really are. I mean, they're just taking off. with their whole schedule this year, the strength of schedule, what they played. I see Cardinal Newman being able to take this game, and again, not a blow up score. First Baptist Academy is going to come to play, but Cardinal Newman will outrun them in the fourth quarter.
Man, all right, Chris, where are we going with this one?
I agree with Reno. It's going to be closer than people think, but I think Cardinal Newman's going to pull it off.
Yeah, I mean, it could be close, but I just don't know. I mean, Cardinal Newman could have a chance to run away with it, in my opinion. But looking at this here, let's look at this real quick. How about this? First Baptist has given up 162 points this year. Newman's only given up 86. So they have managed to keep that number under 100. I feel like that's going to be the big reason. It's not going to necessarily be the offense. It's going to be defense that's going to keep Cardinal Newman heading into the state semifinals, in my opinion here. And as we got the picks rolling, Winston James disagrees. He's plucking our feathers already. He's thinking a 5-turkey game. All right. And Reno saying there is a chance on any given Friday night. Yes, there is. And Zachary Hallbach is going Cardinal Newman over First Baptist. All right, Mr. Turkey, what do we have for this one with Miami Edison and Chaminade Madonna? There's at least one turkey, I know. Do we have one turkey? We do have one turkey. Mr. Turkey, do we have a second turkey for this? All right.
One turkey?
One turkey.
What?
One turkey. We will talk about this here. All right. I feel like I know where we're going to go with this. Chris, I'm going to start you off on this one because I have a feeling I know where you may direct this one to.
Yeah, common opponent. Both of them played avant-garde. They both beat them in similar fashion, 57 and 56-0. The Chaminade Madonna at home, it's not even going to be close. It's not even going to be a game by halftime. Give me Cardinal Newman and Preston Wright at Chaminade Madonna winning that game.
You know, I'm going to go with I'm going to go with Reno here in a moment. Reno, go ahead and give me your pick as well on this one.
Yeah, when you look at reported average yards per game, it's a no-brainer when you look at how strong the whole team and program is. And again, we're getting really good at saying their name. Chaminade Madonna. Let's go.
And there we go. And I think the chat is even agreeing. Winston James, yep, one turkey. All right. Does Edison have a chance? And Ellis Hull is like going opposite here. And Winston James is going there with that one. And honestly, my pick is for the Nade boys. And honestly, here's a big reason why. If all we have to do is go back and look at September 12th of this year. What was the final score? Chaminade Madonna 56, Edison 19. Really no contest there. And as you look at it, as what Chris said, and looking at the thing, total yards per game for Chaminade Madonna, an average of 462.8 yards per game. That's all you need to know about the Lions because that's what they do. They just win and win and win. And they're favorite in class. Yeah. Favorite in Class 1A, basically. That's what they are. All right, let's take a look here at Class 2A here. The rankings here, as you noticed here, we got a little something interesting here. Newberry's jumped Cocoa in terms of what the rankings have calculated here compared to what it was November 8th when the rankings came out that seeded the playoff brackets here. And as you noticed here, Bowles has actually made some moves here since then as well. Has jumped Bishop Verot as well along the way here. But Gadsden County is still the dominant team right now in Class 2A based upon these power rankings. And guys, you notice anything what's here, what we're noticing here?
It's interesting seeing Newberry above Cocoa, and that's one thing that strikes out on me. But Cocoa's got a better strength of schedule by far, and I don't understand how Cocoa is above Newberry.
Yeah, that's the one. Yeah, that's the one question right there that I feel like it's kind of interesting to see what's going to be there, and I feel like that's going to be the what happens here in these games here Friday night. That once the rankings are calculated, what do we get here? What is the computer going to tell us here? But this is a good preview of what we might expect here in terms of what the seeding may look like come for next Friday night with the state semifinals. And let's roll into the games real quick here. Gaston County rolls Florida High 42-11. Bowles 35-0 over Walton. Cocoa 37-12 over Berkeley Prep. Newberry 34-19 over Bradford in the rematch there. Berkeley Prep, the second defending state champion that is now out, by the way. Mainland was out in the first round. Berkeley Prep is out in the second here. Let's roll along here. Cardinal Mooney 56-28 over Kings Academy. Bishop Rowe gets by Lakewood 25-12. And then Booker T. Washington rolls Cardinal Gibbons 47 to Goose Egg. And then Immaculate Cell 20-14 over Monsignor Pace. And this sets up for what we have in our Turkey Weekend Gobbler. All right, Mr. Turkey. What do we have for Bowles Gaston County? One turkey, is it? Do we have a second turkey? No, we have a second turkey for this game.
Oh.
Do we have a third turkey, Mr. Turkey? We do. Is there a fourth turkey? Is there a fourth turkey?
Oh, good. Good.
All right, gentlemen, let's start with this one here. Reno, I'm going to go to you here because I don't think you're going to go out to Reno Island on this pick this week, unlike you, but you've done another picks the last couple of the weeks. Gaston County hosting Bowles for the right to go to state semifinals. What do you got? Because I know your pick already. Just tell us what you got.
Well, let's put a little analysis to it since that's my role. You know, Gaston County is a really good, strong program. They know how to win, they know how to win big, and they know how to continue on. The Bowles, even though I have this grudge, they're still a great team. But in this case, Gaston County all the way, even with my grudge. Either way is going to be Gaston County moving on to move to the next round.
All right, Chris, where are you going with this?
Reno, not so fast. Bowles, big time.
Wow. All right. Wow. Okay. My thing is yes, you look at the stats, they look very, very similar in terms of the points for and points allowed between both teams. And honestly, at the end of the day, their scoring averages are just about the same. Bowles 37.8 points a game, Gaston County 36.7 points per game, but even total yards per game, pretty a similar average. But I got to take the Jaguars at home. I'm going Gaston County here. Gaston County is just looking really, really good here. And I feel like they're going to be heading to the state semifinals once more here. And as we got people picking up that Mark Gaines is too chicken not to pick Bowl. And Ryan Hardy goes with the number ones all win. So Winston James going Bulls as well. All right, Mr. Turkey, what do we got here for our second game between Newberry and Cocoa? We have one turkey. Yes, we do have one turkey. Do we have number two turkey? We do. Do we have a third turkey? Yes, we do have a third turkey for this game. Do we have a fourth turkey for this one? We do have a fourth turkey. Is there a fifth turkey? Not a fifth turkey on this one, but four turkeys for Newberry.
We'll take four.
At Cocoa.
We'll take four. Yeah, we'll take the four, baby. We'll take it.
All right, Reno, let's start with this one. Newberry at Cocoa.
All the way, baby. Newberry. We are the road warriors in this playoffs, and we're going to keep it rolling. Go, Coach Ed. Can't wait to see him on the show later. Go, Panthers.
All right, Chris, where are we going with this?
One note, Brady Hart from Cocoa has over 300 yards a game. I don't see. I can see this being a very close game, but Cocoa got the better sense of schedule and better built team. Give me Cocoa.
All right. Well, this one I feel like Newberry has come out and really it's been playing good football here. They have built some really good teams here along the way here, and when you got Jarquez Carter, you got Logan McLeod, you got the defense. That defense has been really what has been Newberry's key thing this year. But honestly, I feel like this may just for honestly, I don't want to pick against Newberry, but I have to because I know that this is just gonna be a little tougher here in this situation. Dick Blake Stadium is not an easy place to play. That's why I'm taking Cocoa in this one. But honestly, if Newberry wins, that would go a huge way. That would potentially clear the path potentially, yes, clear the path to potentially Newberry winning their first state title in school history, I believe. Hasn't Newberry won one or no? It's all been state runner-ups. One second state title then. Because the first state title came out in the 80s, I want to say. Or was it?
We're going to have to fact check that. I don't know for sure.
But it would clear a path to Newberry winning, potentially. But anyways, all right, let's roll along here because we've got people with Coco, people with Mark Cannon says Mark Reno's Newberry to Reno's in the upset. Wait. Tough game to pick. Great teams, yes, indeed. It is a lot tougher. This one's going to come down to the wire on that one. So I don't think that's gonna. It's not going to be a blowout. Don't expect blowout in that game. All right, rematch coming up here, Mr. Turkey. What do we got for Bishop Verot and Cardinal Mooney? Give us your turkeys. One. Does he have a second turkey? Yes.
Who?
Oh, he's got three.
We got
Mr.
three.
Turkey got four. Oh, yeah, you got four. Is there a fifth turkey, Mr. Turkey, for this game? There is.
Ooh.
There is. Why? This is a rematch. In this rematch of these two teams from September 20th, that Cardinal Mooney won 49-20 to Bishop Verot. All right, Chris, start it off.
So this game is going to be run one on the ground. Cardinal Mooney averages 320 yards, and Bishop Verot averages 245. They also have a common opponent in Lakewood and Southern Springs. They're both 2-0 against those two teams. Give me Bishop Verot in a close one, going down to the last minute.
Wow. Going with Carter Smith and Bishop Verot. Wow. All right. Reno, where are you going?
I think I've picked them all year still, and I've been with this team, so I'm going to stick with Cardinal Mooney. I think they have the stronger offensive line to control the clock in this one.
No, I'm going with Cardinal Mooney here. I just feel like it's what they have done here so far this season. It's going to be a close game. This is not going to be one of those runaway freight trains type games. This is going to be down to the very much to the wire. I think what Chris said just a moment ago. It's going to be down to the wire, and it's going to be whoever has the ball last basically is going to end up winning this game. I feel in this situation here. So that's where I feel like that's going to end up be what's going to end up happening here. So. With that said, my pick is Mooney here. Let's look at the rest here. All right, let's go with Mr. Turkey. What do we have for Immaculate Cell in Booker T. Washington, which, by the way, will be a 3:30 kickoff on Friday afternoon at Traz Powell. All right, let's roll with it here. Mr. Turkey, we got one turkey here. We do have one turkey. Do we have a second turkey for this one? We do. Do we have a third turkey? We do have a third turkey, but do we have a fourth turkey? Mr. Turkey says no. Wow. Talk about this rematch back from the first time these teams played this season, back on September 12th. Booker T. Washington won 35-20. Immaculate Cell, they have not been this far and this deep in over 50 years. The Royal Lions are just doing some business here, and I didn't think they beat Monsignor Pace given the fact that Monsignor Pace of how good they've been, but man, Immaculate Cell. Where do we go with this one, Chris?
That game is at Traz Powell. Booker T. Washington is a machine in that stadium.
So you're going Booker T. Washington?
Playing that stadium. Give me.
May have lost. What did you say, Chris? Because we lost you there for a moment.
Yeah, give me Owen James and Booker T. Washington.
All right, BTW4. Chris, Reno, where are you going?
Well, like you said, it's been 50 years, but I also think they have the better balanced game, and I'm going to go with Immacula to go ahead and advance over Booker T on this one.
Wow. All right. I'm going. Okay. I like the stats that LaSalle has done. They have played some really good football here. Don't get me wrong on this situation here, but I got to go with the coaching of Ice Harris here, and that's what's going to win this game here. And I'm going with Booker T. Washington in this game here. All right. Let's roll the Class 3A here. As we look at the rankings here, we still see Reigns on top, but they have slipped a little bit on their ranking here since November 8th. O'Galley has surged up a little bit since then. Miami Northwestern sitting there at number 3, and you look at the rest here. Look at Boca Ciega. They were in the negative back on November 8th because of what they have done here, which we'll talk about in a moment here. They have made some moves here since then. Let's take a look at this. Region 1, Reigns rolls over Wakulla 63-7. Bishop Kenny takes down Gabi 36-26. O'Galley rolls Titusville 44-7. Bishop Moore 38-15 over Dunellen in Region 2. Region 3 sees Boca Ciega, who is a 5 seed, upset Jefferson, the 1 seed, 42-0. The biggest upset of the week. Yeah, you can't believe this. Wow. Yeah. And Booker rolls Nature Coast 43-7. And then over in Region 4, we see Miami Northwestern roll Lele 42-0. And Cypress Lake pull off the upset in the 2-6 matchup on Key West 24-21 to set up Cypress Lake heading to the regional finals against Miami Northwestern. And let's take a look at what we got here on the slate for the Turkey Gobbler here. Yes, indeed. Mighty Vikings, how we slip. It's the teams y'all played so far through the playoffs and how y'all beat them. So I feel like that might be the question right there. Like, love you, Leno. Reno, there you go. Reigns would have put up 90 if they had just left the starters in. Oof. Good night. All right, let's look at this for Class 3 in the regional finals here. Let's get with it here. Mr. Turkey, what do we got for Bishop, Kenny, and Reigns? Because my feeling is 1 turkey? Is it 2 turkeys, Mr. Turkey? And I'm giving this, it's 1 turkey. It's 1 turkey. And I have a feeling I know why. Reno, start it off.
Well, with this one, Reigns comes in and is a very, very strong Reigns, having 400 yards a game. And Bishop Kenny's only coming in around 216. Now, the difference in this game is Bishop Kenny is getting these yards passing. So I just don't think Reigns is getting these passing. I just don't think Bishop Kenny will be able to stop the pass and the speed that Reigns brings.
All right, Chris, where are you going?
Yeah, I agree with Michael. Too much Reigns in this game. Bishop Kenny, they may hang in there for a bit, but I just don't see it being a close contest at all.
Now, and I'm going Reigns as well with y'all on this one here as we roll with this one. Honestly, I got to tell you why. How about TJ Cole averaging over 228 yards per game passing and averaging 248.7 total yards per game on average? That's all you really need to know about Reigns, in my opinion, because that's what's going to roll with here in that one. And Reigns, people are expecting a blowout here in that one. All right, Mr. Turkey, what do we got for Bishop Moore and O'Galley? We have 1 turkey? We do. We have a 2nd turkey. Do we have a 3rd turkey? We do have a 3rd turkey. Do we have a 4th turkey? We do indeed have a 4th turkey. Do we have a 5th turkey for this one? We don't. But 4 turkeys, because I feel like this is going to be a really good game here. Reno, let's start it off. Bishop Moore, O'Galley here. O'Galley hosting the Hornets.
I mean, this is a solid game. This can go either way. O'Galley, a little bit less on the stats, but they can control the clock or they can control the game. And being at home, I think they have that advantage. So I'm going to go O'Galley.
All right, Chris, where are you going with this one?
Yeah, Bishop Moore's got 400 yards of offense a game. O'Galley's got 300 yards of offense a game. This is going to be a shootout. Give me Bishop Moore.
Oh, wow. Bishop Moore
and
for
the close one.
I am going to go with O'Galley here, and I feel like they just got just a bit edge on the terms of the talent here. But it wouldn't be surprising if Bishop Moore wins this one here. And honestly, it just really, I feel like they're gonna they're gonna keep it close for a while. I agree with Coach Ron on that one, but it's definitely gonna be interesting to see what happens here. And Nolly's going O'Galley as well. All right. Let's roll into this one. What we got for Boca Ciega and Booker, Mr. Turkey? We do have one turkey. Do we have a second turkey? Oh, we do have a second turkey, but do we have a third turkey lurking around? And that is a no. Boy, Boca Ciega, I mean, they have done some stuff here, but I mean, yes, they did play each other here just over a month ago on the 25th here, and Boca Ciega had to go to Booker 48-12 in that one in a district game. And I don't know. I mean, it's like Boca Ciega may be starting to peak here, and maybe it's good for them. But the bracket has been weak, in my opinion, here in this region. And honestly, it's just not been pretty. And Emery Smith brings up a good point here. I'll pop up on the screen here. As all but 2 playoff games in that Region 3 bracket have been running clocks. So it's, boy, you can't. This is just really, honestly. Chris, where do you want to go with this?
Give me Booker. It's not going to be close. Lion Downs and the Booker Tornadoes, they should go pretty easily.
Yeah. Reno, where are you going?
They usually say it's hard to beat a team twice, but I think in this case, Booker just has that number and can just get around Boca Ciega.
Yeah, it's been a great run for Boca Ciega and Calvin Smart's program, but I just don't see it here. I'm going Booker all the way in this situation here. All right, Mr. Turkey, what do we have for Cypress Lake and Miami Northwestern here? One of the lower-rated seeds still left. We have a 6 and we do have a 7 still lurking around in the playoffs here in these regional brackets here. Honestly, let's look at it. What do we have? Do we have one turkey at least? Yeah, we do have one turkey. Do we have 2 turkeys here? No, we don't.
No,
we don't. We don't have 2 turkeys on this one. I'm telling you. We just don't have 2 turkeys here. And as Mark Kennedy said, you get a running clock if you're successful on kick all night.
Think we want to avoid the running clock. I think that's the point. But okay.
Chris, where you want to go with this? This is going to be over by halftime. Give me Desmond Johnson and Northwestern. They Booker T. Washington averaging 190 yards on the ground and through the air. Booker T.
Are you talking about Northwestern?
Yeah, Northwestern. Wait a minute. My train of thought off right now.
Hold that thought there for a moment.
Yeah. Off there.
But Northwestern indeed. Reno, where are you going with this one?
Yeah, I think it's going to be Northwestern all the way on this game.
No, absolutely. I think the entire chat is going with Northwestern as well. You know what? Teddy Bridgewater, they've scored 458 points so far through their games so far this season. They're just averaging over 41 points a game. I mean, it's Leon Strider, what he's been doing. It's lights out. It's Miami Northwestern. Yeah, I agree with what Chris said. It'll be over at halftime. All right, let's take a look at what we got in Class 4A here. American Heritage, Jones, Miami, New Orleans, Port Charlotte, they're in the top 4, and you've seen some movements here along with these teams here. And again, this is probably one of the best classifications of all classification brackets in the Sunshine State here with these 8 teams here along the way here. And it's going to be battle here in terms of the games here that we're going to talk about here. But this is what we see here with the rankings today. Let's take a look at it. St. Augustine over Ed White, 38-14. Choctaw, 41-7 over Escambia. Jones, 41-16 over Zephyr Hills. 41-19, Vanguard, 30-23 over Lake Wells. In a game that was delayed due to White's being out at the stadium for a bit. And then going to Port Charlotte, 45-31 over Tampa. Jesuit Naples rolls St. Petersburg 33-0. And we got American Heritage, right? They were down 14-0 at one point. The Dillard come back and won 24-14. And Miami Norland rolls Archbishop McCarthy 31 to Goose Egg. With that said, it sets up these 1-2 matchups in all 4 regional finals. There you go.
That's what I'm talking about.
I think Mark Cannon agrees with me about the Class 4A bracket. This bracket is just going to be really fun here. All right, Mr. Turkey, what do we got for these games here? Let's go roll them. We'll just reveal all of them because I feel like this one is going to be really fun. Mr. Turkey, what do we got for Choctaw St. Augustine? Do we have 1 turkey? Yes, we do. 2 turkeys? You betcha. 3. Do we have 4? Oh, we do have 4. Do we have 5 for this one, Mr. Turkey? No 5, but this is a close 4.
Wow.
What do we got for Vanguard Jones?
Give us 4.5.
Half a turkey. We got 1 turkey. We got 2. Do we have 3? Yes, we do. Do we have 4? Yes. Do we have 5? Booyah. 5. All right. Naples, Port Charlotte. Do we have 5 turkeys coming for this one? We'll see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right.
Let's go.
2, 3, 4.
Come on.
Give me 5 turkeys. How about that? In this classification, you see why Mr. Turkey is giving these turkey ratings a high value on all of these games here. Looking at it. All right, let's roll our picks really quick here. Choctaw St. Augustine. I'll start that one off here in this situation. Choctaw St. Augustine rematch from regional finals last year in Class 3S. Right state semifinals here, basically. I mean, long road trip for Choctaw coming over the Foots Brumley. Again, I think St. Augustine just has got a little bit more in terms of the talent here. They've lost Choctaw. They graduate some talent, but I'm going with St. Augustine here. Chris, go with your pick here.
Yeah, give me St. Augustine. They've got this is a very fun matchup, to be honest with you. Yeah, St. Augustine at home, just because it's at St. Augustine.
All right, Reno, what do you got?
So Choctaw, if they can control the ball, they'll come in with a chance. But with St. Augustine averaging 41 points a game, I just don't see them getting a stop. So St. Augustine will take this game.
All right. As we say, don't mess with the dog. All right, Vanguard at Jones at Booker T. Reddick Field in the campus of Jones High School. This is a good matchup between 2 teams that have seen each other in the playoffs over the years. And honestly, I mean, between Edwin Farmer and with Edwin Farmer's group, I just like what they've been doing. But for Jones, they've just been playing lights out football. And Reno, where are we going to go? Jones or Vanguard?
This is another one, like you said. Jones is playing some lights out football, averaging 37 points a game. Vanguard's walking in averaging 29 points a game, and they're pretty evenly matched up when it comes to scoring. But it doesn't. It's how you get those points is what matter, and Jones knows how to control that ball. So I think Jones, unfortunately, will take down Vanguard, even though I want Vanguard to win.
All right, Chris, where are you going? Jones or Vanguard?
I like Jones in this game. It's going to be a close one, much like the other games in this class. Yeah, Jones. It's going to be an overtime game. I'm going to predict it.
Yeah, absolutely. And I'm going Jones as well here in this one, just because it should be a really good one. But I feel like Jones just has got more firepower on both sides of the ball. And honestly, at the end of the day, when you look at it, total yards per game, when you're looking at both teams, I mean, Jones averaging 384 yards per game, Vanguard not even getting close to 200. That's the big difference. And that's why I roll with Jones. Naples, Port Charlotte, yes, a rematch, ladies and gentlemen, from October 25th. Port Charlotte won that one 21-18 at Staver Field. This time the roles are reversed at the Pirates Cove. Port Charlotte's hosting this one in the rematch. Where are we going with this one? Is it going to be the Golden Eagles or is it going to be Pirates? Reno, where are we going?
Hoist the flag. We're going Pirates.
All right.
Yeah, give me Port Charlotte to beat Naples by a couple touchdowns.
No, absolutely. And it looks like we may have to do our phone interview with. We may have to do it through phone style in their interview with head coach Evan Davis from Armwood in a few minutes here. But we're going to roll that one here. But I am going Port Charlotte as well. I feel like Port Charlotte's just really looking good. Port Charlotte, I don't believe has ever been to the state semifinals, so this would be a huge, huge thing for them to get there finally. And this is the year to do it. I'm taking Port Charlotte in that, and it looks like a lot of people are going for Port Charlotte here. And Coach Rana says, no, Naples over Port Charlotte in a 4-point win. Wow, okay. Bold move, Cotton. Bold move.
2 safeties, huh? All right, Coach.
All right. Miami Norland American Heritage. Norland won this game in the regular season, but ended up having to forfeit this game at the end of the day because of ineligible player. Rematch here. American Heritage hosting this one now, and honestly, you couldn't get any better matchup. This game is going to be really, really strong. Where are we going? Is it going to be Patriots or is it going to be Vikings? Chris, where are we going?
It's going to be the Patriots. Just due to the fact that it's at American Heritage, it's going to be a close one. This is one of the more evenly matched up in the entire playoff and in the entire slate of games here. So I wouldn't be surprised to see this go 2 or 3 overtimes.
Absolutely. Reno, where are we going?
Go ahead. This is a harder one. This is definitely one because no matter how you look at it, it's even across the board unless you take the forfeit and count that as a big factor, which it may be. So, in this one, I'm going to have to go with home field advantage with American Heritage. I think they'll be able to squeak it out, whether it is a couple overtimes, but it's a squeaker.
No, absolutely. I'm going with AHP as well. I feel like AHP, the home field advantage, is going to be the key thing here. If this was a Traz, I'd go Norland. But since this is Diabel, oh boy, that might be. Can I flip my pick to Norland? I am on the fly. I'm going Norland, not knowing that Diabel is now out. Wow. No, absolutely.
Leave me hanging. I see.
Yeah, I'm just going to leave you all hanging out here. Yeah, absolutely. All right, so we're having a little bit of our first interview is actually having a little bit of an issue, and it's his internet connection, I think, is having an issue. All right, let's roll with this one here. Let's go into Class 5A. Let's take a look at what we got here. All right, look at the rankings here. You see Manatee on top, but Lakeland and Lincoln are closing in on that gap here a little bit. So is Niceville. Look at that. That is not a very far difference. And then even with St. Thomas Aquinas, TBT, Atlantic, Riverdale sitting there at the bottom. If Riverdale wins this week, they would be most certainly on the road here. All right, let's take a look here, guys. Niceville over Ponte Vedra 21-20 in overtime. Yes, that was an overtime game. What a game there that one was. And then Lincoln over Fleming Island 16-13. So that Region 1 bracket definitely looking really, really good here. Let's go to Class 5A Region 2 here. Lakeland Gaither, we got 41-13 over Lakeland over Gaither, 41-13. Tampa Bay Tech 28-17 over Edgewater. Manatee 54-8 over Immokalee, and Riverdale 18-14 upsetting Fort Myers. And then you got Atlantic, Miramar, Atlantic over 35-29, and St. Thomas Aquinas rolling Blanche Ely 53-32. With that said, that sets up here with the Turkey Gobbler for 5A in the regional finals. Gentlemen, let's see what the Turkey has got for us. Mr. Turkey, what do you got for Lincoln Niceville? We do have one Turkey. We've got two. Let's see. 3. Oh, is there 4? Chris is saying, bring it. Is there 5 turkeys, Mr. Turkey? Is there 5 turkeys? Boom, yeah. 5 turkeys in the house on that game. All right, let's see what TBT and Lakeland have got for us. 1 turkey. 2 turkeys. 3 turkeys. 4 turkeys. Do we have 5 turkeys for this one? We do have 5 turkeys.
5 turkeys.
All right. What does Riverdale Manatee give us on the turkeys? We got 1. 2. Do we have any more? Mr. Turkey says no. All right. St. Thomas Aquinas and Atlantic. 1 turkey. 2 turkeys? Do we have 3 turkeys?
Give me 3. Yeah.
Do we have 4 turkeys? Come on down.
Give me 4.
Yes. Do we have 4 turkeys? Do we have a 5th turkey?
Big money. Oh.
All right, gentlemen, real quick, make your picks here. Niceville, Lincoln, let's go.
Give me Niceville at home. It's going to be a very interesting matchup, but Niceville at home, too much.
Yeah, I think Niceville will take the edge on this one. They're just going to overpower them a little bit. Evenly matchup game, but I think Niceville at home will take the win.
I think this is going to be closer than you guys think here, but Niceville edged Lincoln 38-35 back on October 18th. Just a reminder. I feel like this is going to be a close one, but I am going Niceville at home because of the energy that Eagle Stadium has, and we'll just leave it that one right there. All right, I see a lot of picks here rolling here, so let me throw them up here along the way here. Guys, let's go. We got it. Atmosphere at Niceville, Warthog Gobblers, yes, indeed. No way. This is not pressure luck, Nully. All right, let's go with the guys. I got Niceville, my pick here. Let's go to the next one, Lakeland, Tampa Bay Tech. This one's going to be a really good one at Bryant Stadium. It's going to be an electrified atmosphere here. Gentlemen, let's start this. Chris, go with your pick.
Give me Lakeland at home, but just because the Lakeland is at home, it's going to be a close one. But Lakeland, the Dreadnoughts, they should be facing nice. I think they should be facing Niceville or somebody else. And that's put together we see this thing. So Lakeland at home.
All right, Reno, what do you got?
Well, Eric Daniels is hating on Reno Island because I didn't pick Lakeland last week. And I'm still not going to pick Lakeland. I think they will lose. Tampa Bay Tech with the upset this week.
Wow, going with TVT, but I am sticking with the Dreadnoughts at home because it's just a difficult place to play at Lakeland. A lot of coaches know that. It's just difficult. And
that's why they're going to prove you wrong this week. Watch.
Okay. All right. Riverdale Manatee, quickly on these picks on this one. What do we got? Considering Reno, Reno, go ahead. Go ahead, Chris.
You go, Chris.
Give me St. Thomas Aquinas.
Are you talking about? I'm not talking about Riverdale Manatee.
Riverdale Manatee. Yeah, give me Manatee.
And Reno, since you went out on Reno Island last week and took Immokalee, who got blown out, are you going out to Reno Island this week on Manatee?
Not with this one. I don't think this one has much of a chance the way Manatee's playing. We're gonna go with the right pick and go with Manatee on this one.
All right. I'm going Manatee as well. I think what Jaquez Green has done has been really, again, amazing. And Manatee looking potentially, getting closer and closer to us to the state championship game. I don't think they've played in the state championship game since winning it in 2013. So one step closer to that there.
I learned from my mistakes, everyone. I learn.
All right. And then St. Thomas Aquinas of Delray Beach Atlantic. Real quick here, where do we go with this one, guys?
This is going to be Atlantic at home, I believe. I think Aquinas is going to take a quick trip, enjoy it, but go home and congratulate themselves on the season.
All right. And I'm going Aquinas as well.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Chris.
I'm going with St. Thomas Aquinas.
Yeah, I just feel like Aquinas is it's just one of those games. St. Thomas gets better in the playoffs here, honestly. Atlantic's done really well, but St. Thomas Aquinas knows when you get to the playoffs, it really just gets there. And honestly, I feel like that's what's going to happen here. All right. We're going to stop the picking here because we're going to do our interviews. Then we'll come back and do the other 3 classes here afterwards here because we've got head coach Evan Davis from Armwood coming on. Then we're going to have head coach Christopher Floyd from Oakleaf. And then we're going to have head coach Ed Johnson from Newberry. Going to talk about these teams and their playoff runs here in a moment here. And we're going to come back here. We're going to take a 2-minute water break, and then we'll be right back here on the Drive the State show here on FloydHSFootball.com and the FloydHSFootball.com social media networks. We'll be right back right after this. After the 2-minute water break. All right, welcome back here to the Drive the State show here on FloridaHSFootball.com, and we have head coach Evan Davis from the Armwood Hawks. Coach, we appreciate you joining us here on the show here, and man, your Hawks have been just on fire this year, and let's talk about this. Let's start off. What was the biggest thing that you had to tell the team this year to get to this point? What did they able to get to play Thanksgiving football this year? What did you have to tell them in order to get here this year? What was the big thing for them?
I think the biggest thing is we started off the season with just one goal and one rule for the group, and that was to protect the family. This group has all the elements to be a state championship level football team. It was all about, can they play together? Can they play as a family? So right away, that was the one rule. Protect the family. We opened up the season down in Miami against Miami Norland down there at 1 o'clock on a Saturday, and just with that mindset of protecting the family, and we've been able to keep it together through some tough and some battles in the last couple of minutes of games, and with just one focus.
No, absolutely. And, looking at this, just one stat that's off the thing, and I'm going to let my co-host ask some questions as well. But looking at this, the one big thing that really stands out here, what y'all done here is put up over 520 points so far through last week's game. And y'all have really not, you're giving up less than 100 points total this year. I mean, your offense is clicking, but also your defense is just playing lights out. And talk about that, being able to get both sides to sync the way they have this year.
Yeah, I think it's a competitive level of balance at practice. I have some elite level coaches that are pushing our kids to an extreme on both sides of the ball each week, and just working good on good, making sure that our ultimate goal, that even if the competition might not be the greatest that Friday night before us, we're going to make sure that we're getting the best of the best look throughout the week, so that we're still honing in and sharpening our skills to make sure that we're preparing for something much bigger than just that Friday night.
No, absolutely. Here, and let the co-host have their questions here pop in. And as if you got a question in the chat for Coach Davis, we'll pop that up here as well. And it looks like Chris has got a question here to ask Coach.
Yeah, Coach, your defense has 6 shutouts this season so far, and with a stretch of 6 out of 7 weeks with that shutout, only giving up 3 points in that one game. Talk about your defense and what they've done, and what they've done through the season, and how you keep them motivated to keep that standard week in and week out.
Yes, sir. And I think it starts with two different facets. I think it first starts with our coordinators, Corey Peterson and Kyle Warden, setting the tone with an elite level game plan week to week. These kids come in with a packet of an offense diagnosed out to the nth degree. The preparation is there Monday through Thursday, and then starting really with a group of kids, linebackers from Greg Lott, Demonte Timms, Cam White, and Kellen Wiley. That those four just bring a level of physicality, determination, and football knowledge that is special when you put them all together, and they hold everybody accountable. And it's so fun to watch. Um, them just prepare. I mean, it looks great on a Friday night, but it doesn't always look great Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. But the kids are watching film, coaches are making sure the kids are correct and stuff, and then we've been fortunate to have some really good product turnout on a Friday night.
What is it with the mental ability with the students, making sure, having your undefeated record, that they don't get too deep in that thought that, hey, we've won 12 consecutive straight, right? We got to focus on this next Friday night. What do you do to keep them mentally prepared?
Yeah, I really believe. I mean, the coaches making sure that we're putting our kids in a good situation, but the ability to be able to practice at a high level with our kids, and sometimes getting a better look from our defense. We do what we call a best seven, so we're going to go ones against ones. Our defense is going to run our scout team's best 7 plays, and then in turn, our offense is going to give our defense. And sometimes that might be the better look than what they're going to get that Friday night, but they realize that that scheme is there. So if we're not on top,
Oh, we lost Coach there for a second here.
Oh,
It may have had a phone call come in too. So
yep.
we'll see. There we go. There we go. We got Coach back.
I did. I'm sorry about that. I had a phone call.
No, you're
That's
good.
all
You're good.
good. All good.
Sorry about that.
No, go ahead. I don't. We're Reno. I don't know where you left off at. You might want to pick up on that. Where
No, I'm pretty sure he answered because it's all about putting the kids in the right position with the coaches and getting them prepared. So I thanks for your answer, Coach. Appreciate that.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
No, absolutely. And Coach, I was looking at this. We got some questions here, and to allude into to the game this week, you've got a big opponent coming in the Osceola Cowboys, who are just doing really well here as well. They're very similar to what y'all are in terms of the average of yards per game. They're very similar to what y'all are as well. And Mark Cannon asks, how do you plan to handle the big Osceola offensive line? Because they do have that big offensive line. How do you prepare a team like your team to go up against an offensive line that is big and physical?
Yeah, it is. It's hard to simulate in practice. They run the wing tee, and with their running back Swint, that's going to UCF, is an elite level football player. So trying to get that look in practice, you have to do some things very specific and make sure you got your best offensive line and make sure that we're getting a look what it'll look like on Friday night. You can't simulate some of the big bodies they have, but you can simulate some of the speed and looks. But the coaches over at Kissimmee Osceola have done a great job with their team, and like I said, we're excited for Friday night. But we know we're going to be in for a battle with that group.
No, absolutely. And then Coach Ron, as a coach, do you think the fullback should make a comeback? This will determine my pick, so no pressure. We have some fun around here, I can tell you that.
Yeah, no doubt, no doubt. Well, Kissimmee Osceola is going to do their best to bring back the fullback. I'll tell you that much. So come out on Friday night. You're going to see a fullback in the backfield with them.
And Char Lively says, "Go Hawks!" And there you go, Coach. And at the end of the day, I mean, let's real quick talk about a couple of your standout players here, especially Reese Brush and Gerard Pringle. I mean, those guys have been really two of your workhorses there. Talk about them, what they have been able to do for you this year.
Yeah, I mean Reese Brush was an all starter as a sophomore. I think we finished 11 and 2 last year, and then this year we're off to a 12-0 start. And so much runs through him. He's thrown for over 2,200 yards. I think the most impressive stat is I think he's up to 34 touchdowns and only 2 interceptions. He's extremely smart with the football. He already has a couple of Division I offers. I think he's going to start blowing up here to be a Power 5 guy. And then the guy who's kind of been our guy for the last 4 years, Gerard Pringle, University of Miami commit. All he's done for his high school career for us is average about 17 yards or 17 carries a game, 125 yards and 2 TDs. So he has just been Mr. Consistent. He has an elite level vision and twitch to him, and it's been so much fun to coach and watch him develop into what I think is one of the best running backs in the country.
No, absolutely. And the Armwood Hawks hosting the Osceola Cowboys with a K. 7:30 kickoff Friday night at Lyle Flag Field there in Seffner. Coach, I mean, y'all are going to have I'm expecting you're probably going to have a sellout probably because those Osceola fans do travel for their games. And I believe that's going to be probably one of the better electrifying atmospheres in the state. Do you feel like that's going to be the case?
Well, we try to put on a great Friday night experience there in Seffner, and I think that'll be the case with Tampa Bay Tech having to travel over to Lakeland. We'll be the only team still playing in Hillsborough County, I think. So, and it being Thanksgiving, we're hoping to have a great crowd, get a sellout, and hopefully be able to put on a show for everybody.
And Coach, remind everybody, how many years has it now been since you've been the head coach? I've got a question in the comment box here asking how long you've been at Armwood.
How long have I been at Armwood? Well, let's see. I've never left. I graduated in '04 after we won our first state championships. I was part of that team. Was a quarterback coach for 3 years, an offensive coordinator for 8, and this is actually my 8th year as the head coach. So
Congrats,
Seffner
Coach.
has always been fun and home to me. So.
No, absolutely. Coach Evan Davis leading his Armwood Hawks into the regional finals in Class 6A Region 2 this week. Good luck, Coach, and we'll see what happens on the result Friday night as the scores come in.
Thank you guys so much. Keep representing high school football here in the state of Florida. It doesn't get enough coverage, but you guys go above and beyond. We so appreciate it as coaches and players. Thank you guys for doing an elite level job.
No, absolutely. And appreciate it so much. And that was head coach Evan Davis from the Armwood Hawks. Appreciating him joining us here on the show here. And in just a moment, guys, we'll be having Coach Foy from Oakleaf join us on the show here. But man, Armwood just doing really well this year. Just what an impressive season the Hawks have had so far.
Yeah, I'm excited for what they've done and what they're producing and how they're rolling. And that's why it's important to ask about the mentality there of rolling into undefeatedness and how you stay prepared and stay challenged with the kids that way with all the pressure they're under in these times. So it's really great what they're producing.
Keeping them motivated is going to be a key for them to get if they're going to get that state championship game.
No, absolutely. And, that's definitely one team to keep an eye on in Class 6A. But let's go up to the northeast part of the state now and bring in head coach Christopher Floyd of the Orange Park Oakleaf Knights. Coach, thank you for taking time out of your busy schedule. I know this is huge for Oakleaf. It's been a while since Oakleaf has actually had some Thanksgiving football. But man, oh man, y'all put on a clinic Friday night against Nice and produced one of the biggest upsets in the entire state. And Coach, let's just go with that right now. Let's talk about it here. What did you do to prepare the kids going against Nice, who had not lost a game all season? I mean, y'all got the upset against Mandarin in the first round, but this was huge for your guys.
Oh, Coach, they're both. Could you guys hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you. We're good.
Okay, I mean they were both huge. I mean, when you look at Mandarin, that roster, when you got 3 5-star kids, and and my highest rated kid is my long snapper, and so we knew we played. Mandarin's a great program, and we knew they had some great players. But when it came to Nice, you don't find something like that very often. Kids who stay together and play together for that long and love their coach and their school the way they do. That was one of the most structured teams and loving teams I've ever coached against. And so the key for us that week was simply, because we had played them in the kickoff class at the start of the season. And so we kind of knew, it's not, and it wasn't one of those teams that you look across the field and say, hey man, if we had one of those guys, if I had that guy, Coach, they were just regular guys and they loved each other. And our goal was to match the love. We wanted to be the best team we could possibly be. Of course, all the preparation and stuff is important, but we really wanted our kids to, I think one of our better players is our nose tackle, Amari Thomas. And when we beat Mandarin, he made a statement in the paper. He said, I just want to keep playing with my friends. And that is the phrase we went off the end. That's what we're taking the whole tournament. We just want to keep playing together.
No, wow! I love that because when you y'all grow up together, you stay together, you play together. It embodies what high school football has been about for decades and decades. It's that embodiment. And it's glad to hear that. That's refreshing to hear that, considering in the day of given age of when open enrollment, where kids can move around, and NIL is now a factor.
But that's why it was so honorable to play against Colin and Nice, because you knew that guy had built that program. He had built that program and that team the right way. So to be able to compete against them, it was a great night for high school football.
No, absolutely. And Coach, let's kind of get into this here about this week's matchup here, because this is a familiar foe with y'all. Usually in the most years, y'all are in the same district.
Yes.
Oakleaf and Buchholz. This year, when the reclassification came out, y'all were put in one district closer to Jacksonville. Buchholz was put in a different district. But here y'all are going to be meeting at Citizens Field, again, a familiar place for Oakleaf to play at.
Yes.
Honestly, let's talk about this game here, because this is huge. This is
this is only my second year at Oakleaf, and last year was my first time playing them, and it didn't go too well. So I know I know exactly what we're dealing with here. I mean, hey, it's like they said on Friday Night Lights. They are big and they are fast, and they are big and they are fast. And hey, you already said that one.
Well,
But
yeah. Let's talk about let's talk about it. Let's talk about it here, Coach. Let's talk about it because I mean, what how do you get your guys to be ready? Especially the fact that you got Trace Johnson, who's the son of Florida former Gator quarterback Doug
absolutely.
Johnson, who's a junior this year, and you got
Mhm.
Justin Williams. I mean, those are two guys you've got to contain it, and I've seen it before. Seeing Beals several times this year already. If you can
Right.
contain those two guys, you can win the ball game.
Hey, Coach, now we got some guys too now.
Right. And we'll talk about your guys in a moment. We'll talk about
guys. But
We'll
Coach,
talk about
and
those guys.
Hey, don't forget the Clayton kid, the defensive
Yes,
lineman.
Nick Clayton. Yes.
Yeah, Nick Clayton. Coach, it's what it's going to take is our kids to what you have to do in the tournament, play your best game, um, and continue to play together. I mean, we kind of had a Clay County. They give us the week off for Thanksgiving, so we've been able to get some early practices in and continue to watch the film. And I mean, as impressive as they are, I think we're a really good program also. And what we got to do is, I mean, Trace was good last year. He was impressive as a sophomore. Coach, we got to, be able to make someone else step up. Justin, and they move Justin all over the field. He'll be in running back. He'll be in the slot. Hey, sometimes I think he's playing offensive tackle. I don't know, but he's all over the field. So it's being able to identify that, being able to put ourselves in the best situation to just contain it, take care of the football. God knows we got to take care of the football, and we played really good special teams last Friday, and that's what it's going to take. All three phases of the game, doing it together, and being able to identify and take advantage of some matchups that we might have in our favor.
And I think my other guys have got some questions here for you too. Who wants to lead it off?
So Coach, you said it earlier. They're big and they fast, right? They're big and they're fast. So what are you going to do with that offensive line to make McKissick get loose and get around so the ball can get down there?
Oh, Coach, well, we got pretty good size up front, and we're very athletic. Our offensive line. I mean, who really? I mean, they dominated the game Friday. I mean, that was our the matchup that we held pretty good. But it's going to take a lot of 70 protection. We got some good guys outside, but and we got to run the ball. We have to run the ball. We have to run the ball. We have to be able to get those guys up into the box to be able to force some things that we can do with Jack, because Jack's he's getting better and better every week, because he's also a young one. So it's and he's kind of he's excited to be face to face with and head to head with the guy is talented as Trace. So we're excited about it.
No, absolutely. Chris, you got anything for Coach?
Coach, overall, you have a very young squad. With your son being there as well, how much does it make to have your son there on that roster? And talk about the younger players and what kind of experience this is going to give them for the next season.
Well, Coach, one thing about having my son around, he's got a really good looking mom, and so that's.
That's
props, Coach. Yeah, you get it, buddy. Props.
Hold on.
There we go. Oh, Coach, having Deuce is we didn't run him at all against Nice because he suffered a little shoulder injury against Mandarin, and but his presence and the leadership he gives us. We only played him on special teams, and we he kept us in very good situations with that. But he'll be back this week, and we'll be pumping all cylinders from the run game. But his presence, and he's helped. Like I said, we've only been there, and I got a story to tell you guys about the last time Oakleaf was in the went to the playoffs, because I was a part of that too. The last time we won the district championship, but I was a part of that too. I was just on the other sideline. I was at Fletcher at the time. but Chris has done a great job, man, with his leadership, and and he's had an outstanding year. I mean, we ran him. I mean, he kind of carried us early in the year. He really did. And but what I love about him is the fact that he does care about that our program perpetuates. And so the younger guys that we got that's coming up, because we got some really talented kids coming up, and this exposure and this opportunity and being in this situation is going to be huge for our community.
No, absolutely. And Mark
Absolutely.
Cannon, one of our followers, is asking, what is it like to coach your son? So he's wanting to know.
Hey, I don't. I don't. I got some really good coaches that and we've been together. We've been together as head coach and player for the past, from the time I was at Andrew Jackson and when we came over to Oakleaf. We've been together as player and coach for 4 years. And I've always had, I have a very, very strong staff. And so, because, the real head coach, my wife, she don't let us take that stuff home. The dinner table is, we can talk about, college, and we can talk about school, and hey, we can even sneak a girlfriend story in there a little bit. But
there you go.
But the football stuff, she makes us, we can't bring it to the table. And so, it's
leave it on the field, right, Coach? Just leave it on the field.
Leave it on the field. Leave it on the field.
No, absolutely. Leave it on the field here. And honestly, that's what it's going to be. Citizens Field, I believe, looking like usually most times Buholtz kicks off at 7:30, but it looks like this might be a 7:00 kick on Friday night here.
That's the information we received. That is 7:00.
7:00 kick at Citizens Field, and that should be a dandy. And that one I know will be broadcast on FHS Network as well, Coach. And honestly, what else do we really want to know? Because honestly, when I'm looking at this, and when I'm looking at the total yards per game between comparing it, the stats are very similar. So at the end of the day, it's people want to say it's like, oh well, hey, okay, Buholtz has got more talent, but really no, it's younger talent versus maybe some talent graduating. At the end of the day, it's really the teams. Football's a team sport, not a nice sport.
It's a team sport, and this is a one game schedule. So I tell the kids. Even when facing Mandarin, when they got we're not just talking about relatively good talent. That defense has 9 Division I commits on it. I tell the kids, okay, now look, all we need to do is be better than them for 3 hours. They can have the rest of their lives. They can have the rest of the day, but for 3 hours, we're going to be as close to perfect as we can, and let's love each other as hard as we can, and then we'll let it sort itself out.
No, absolutely. And we're the only team left in Clay County that is playing football into Thanksgiving weekend. Yes. And
we've had a good year now, because that Fleming Island team, and they had a good year. That's that was a good game with us and them early in the year.
No, absolutely. And y'all, Fleming Island, Middleburg, the 3 teams, I believe, from Clay County this year to reach the playoffs. And honestly, one quick question, Coach. I don't think Oakleaf has gotten to this thing. If y'all win Friday night, what would it mean? What would it mean to this school to get to the state semifinals for the first time?
Oh man, it'll be huge. It wasn't since the days of 2014, and we had Shaq Quarterman and Chris West.
Oh yes,
some good. Now, so I'm on the other side. I'm on the other field. I'm on the other sideline, and I'm coaching with Josh Corey and Joe Reynolds, and I'm at Fletcher High School, and they beat us. They beat us in the regular season, and we said that's not going to happen again. That's not. And we go over there and coach. Hey, they beat us worse than they beat us the first time. so I kid about that all the time. I said, hey, we got to get this done because we want to make history. Okay, because I was already a part of the first history, just on the wrong sideline. But Coach, this would be great. This would be absolutely awesome for our community. Getting to the Final Four and continuing to play with our friends. That's what we want to do.
No, that's absolutely. Right. And y'all got a great county athletic director there, and Jay Stillano doing giving y'all the support and everything. And y'all are definitely. Yeah, and it's great to see what is happening in Clay County there with the football there. And it's just thing. I'm a Clay County product myself. So.
Oh, really?
Yes, I did. I'm a Middleburg. I am a 2005 grad of Middleburg.
Hey, I got story about that one too. So
Go ahead. We got a moment.
It's 19. Coach, I've been. See, I'm a little older. I've been doing this. I'm only your 30. So it's
I'm
19.
30. I'll be 38 next month. So there you go.
It's 1989, and Middleburg has like the number one quarterback in the country, Alan Hall.
Yes, Alan Hall, who is going to be committed to Miami, by the way.
Yes, he is. Yes, he is. And they're undefeated. Now I'm playing at Andrew Jackson, and we're I guess you call it overfeeded. We hadn't won a game all yet. They're 8-0, and we're 0-8, and we beat them. We beat them. We beat them that night. And it was the wildest thing. I mean, Coach, because back in my day, you didn't want to play Clay County teams. Clay County was tough. They were strong, and we're getting back there. I mean, I'd really like to send a shout out to Derek Chipolletta and Ryan Wolf. I mean, for really sticking with those programs and making Clay County football exactly what it is. Exactly what it is.
And of course, that 1990 Middleburg team went 9-1, I believe, and they had Alan Hall still the quarterback, and then of course there's a school named Choctaw out there in the Panhandle that did them in on the first round. But that was back in the day when only district champs went to the playoffs, and nobody.
Oh yeah, nobody else went to the playoffs, Coach. Yeah, that was it's good, man, to see that high school football is still relevant. And a lot, and you guys have a huge part of that. It's not just, I mean, because there's so many other things right now to distract kids, and I don't necessarily disagree with them, but they can be distracting. They can be, not necessarily great for the sport, but I mean, it's still, you guys identify with over 95% of our kids, which are kids who love to play for their school, love to play with their friends, and love their coaches and love their communities.
No, absolutely.
That's right, Coach. I never thought I'd be back involved with it. I'm so happy to be with Josh and this program and to be a part of high school football again and help it get the recognition it needs. So thank you to all the other coaches who do what has to be done on the field Friday nights and during the week and in the classroom.
No, absolutely. And then, Chris, you got any final thoughts for Coach? Might have a little delay here. You got any final thoughts, Coach, Chris?
Yeah, Coach, keep doing what you're doing, and it's been a hell of a season for you. Good luck this weekend.
I appreciate it, guys, and I thank you guys for having me.
No, absolutely, Coach. Thank you so much. And that was head coach Christopher Floyd from Oakleaf out there in Orange Park, joining us here on the Drive the State show. Appreciate him doing that for us and checking in with us and everything. And guys, let's take a water break here real quick, because the next thing we're going to have is we're going to have head coach Ed Johnson from Newberry. Yes, I see the Gatorade popping up here. Is that a Gatorade Zero?
The Gatorade Zero.
I don't see Coach on camera just yet here, but he's signed on. We'll just have to wait for him to get the camera popped up on here in a moment here. But let's take a quick water break here, and then we'll be back here with head coach Ed Johnson. And then, yes, we still have the picks for 6A, 5A, 6A, and 7A coming up here. We'll be right back right after this here on the Drive the State show here on FortHSFootball.com and the FortHSFootball.com social media networks. We'll be right back right after this. All right, welcome back here on the Drive the State show. Here, Josh Wilson, Christopher Lyke, Reno, and then we got head coach Ed Johnson from the Newberry Panthers joining us here. And coach, glad to get
Let's
you
go,
on
Coach.
here. Coach, and y'all on to playing some Thanksgiving football. I can't remember the last time that when Newberry played football on Thanksgiving, but this is huge for the program. And after beating Bradford for the second time this season, which there you go. Congratulations, Coach. Man, on to another big opponent this week in Cocoa. But Coach, let's start about it first here. I mean, to get beat Bradford not once but twice this year. I mean, how did you prepare the kids to go up against Bradford for the second time, knowing that it potentially it was either going to go one or two ways. Either Bradford was going to come out against the same game plan that they came out to on week 8 right after we had Hurricane Milton roll through. Or it was Hurricane Helena, sorry. Or it was Hurricane Milton. Yeah, sorry. I'm trying to think here which hurricane it was because there's just been too many hurricanes. Or it was going to be a whole completely different game plan, and they were going to challenge y'all once more.
Yeah, I appreciate you guys having me on, man. Shout out to my old teammate, Mike Reno, right there, man.
There you go.
Thanks, Coach.
Baby. Yes,
that's right. Let's go, Panthers.
But yeah, going in, that second matchup with Bradford, we knew it was going to be tough. We knew they were going to play, with a lot of energy, defend their home turf. Coach Rogers does a great job. He was going to have them ready. And, we just spent the week prepping, and just, let them know that, we still had goals to chase. And, we need to make sure we were the most physical team on Friday night.
No, absolutely. And Coach, let's talk about this Newberry team. I mean, honestly, really, as much as y'all do on offense, it's really been defense this year. And they say defense wins championships, and that won y'all district championship here. And let's just start. Several of your guys here, just right off the bat here. Logan McLeod, Jaquez Carter, Caleb Woods. You guys are just really just playing lights out football here, especially on the defensive side of the ball. Talk about how, having this nucleus with the defense, because it's been the talk around, not just, in Newberry itself. It's been the talk around the entire North Central Florida region too.
Yeah, those guys, Micah, Logan, and Quez, they're 4-year starters. They get a lot of media hype, and they do a great job every single Friday night. But it's been guys like Harry DeBose and Aiden Michaud stepping up as a sophomore as a starting linebacker for us that really been the glue that holds that D together. And when Quez and Mike are just dominating, those guys just clean up and make a lot of tackles.
No, absolutely. Reno, I'm going to let you have the floor on this one here because you get to ask the questions here on this one.
Well, Coach, as you said, back in the day, we made it pretty far in our time. So I do have high expectations, and I am a big supporter of this trip to Cocoa. But you're going to Cocoa, Coach. Talk to us about what it takes to talk to these kids, taking that trip down the road to a team that's what they say bigger and faster in some respect, but what does it take mentally to prepare for this? Because you got to contain that outside, you got to contain that middle, and then you got to play that run and that fake at the same time. So talk to us a little bit about preparation for Cocoa and the kids.
First thing is that everybody in our locker room has to believe. Like that's what we've been talking about all week. We can't have any doubt that we can go win that game. That's the first step. And everything else will take care of itself. But, Cocoa is a big dog, man. They got a lot of players, really talented players. It starts with Hart and that offense and Boggs. Like they sling it all around the field. And then on the defensive side, they're super aggressive. Like they stop the run really well. That front seven is really physical and gap sound. So, we're going to have to play really disciplined football. We're going to have to trust our game plan and, just do what's got us here this far, right? Not try to reinvent the wheel, but just, play Newberry football.
No, absolutely. Chris, you got a question for Coach Johnson?
Yeah, you started off the season with a win against University Christian, and then you had that two-game loss. The two-game stretch where you lost 2 games. What did you learn about your team in those 2 losses that transformed them over the course of the season?
Well, yeah, that the loss at Hawthorne, it showed us that what we were capable of. We were down in a hostile environment against a really good team and found a way to fight back and get it to overtime. It showed us that we had some fight. Like we saw the character of those kids that night. And then the following week, we saw how, if you can turn one loss into two if you don't prepare properly. And that's exactly what happened to a really good Vanguard team the following week. We just were sluggish all week. And we saw it on that Friday night. So, coming out of those two losses, though, you can see the guys refocus. They kind of knew that preparation was the key. You win games Monday through Thursday, and you just show out on Friday. So, those two losses were probably the best thing that happened to us this year. We got to learn probably the most about our teams in those games.
No, absolutely. And, I mean, and during that stretch there, the one guy that, that I felt like was a pretty critical piece for y'all, and y'all you didn't have his services available for, a portion of that Hawthorne game, and especially against, Vanguard was Hayden Moore. You had the injury, talk about the adversity y'all had to go through in that in order to as part of learning and growing your team to where they are now here, getting ready for this regional final.
Yeah, the kids handle adversity really well. Like we've been tested a little bit, and they learn that life is about adversity, and that's the lesson that you can learn through football is how do you handle it? How do you handle the unknown and things you really can't control? Like, do you still prepare the same way? And do you take control of what you can do? And we learned those things without Hayden. Like, he's a big piece of everything that we do, special teams, offense. And so we had to learn what other guys had to step up. Other guys had to prepare, and when we got him back, it's like he didn't miss a beat.
No, absolutely here, and when at the end of the day, I mean, you look at this and you crafted that schedule to prepare them tough, and it paid off, and especially the fact that, I mean, what was the biggest challenge for y'all when you were transitioning from being a rural program all these years, and with the rural classification to being a 2A program, being not in the rural, not being in the confines of, you have to play a district schedule, you didn't have control of the whole 10-game schedule at that point. I mean, what was the biggest challenge for y'all to get to this point in that situation?
Yeah, that was probably the biggest challenge was, you had those games you had to play. Those kind of, that's the difference between that and 1R. But, last year I felt like we were in the toughest region in 1R. It was some really good teams, and, playing those teams, every single Friday night, the Willistons and Hawthorns and Chieflands, they kind of prepare you for, the jump to 2A. So, we knew it was a physical type district, and, we were going to have to play really good defense and be able to run the football on Friday nights to give ourselves a chance.
No, absolutely here. And, Coach, when thinking about this, I think what's the last time Newberry has been to the state semifinals it's been years. I think, I want to say 2008, maybe potentially. Is that when it was the last time I want to say?
2012, I believe.
2012, but maybe 2012. Yes, you're right. Now, thank you for reminding me. 2012, but gosh, it's been a hot minute. So, Newberry, it's still small town atmosphere, even though it's growing. Right, the Newberry's growing rapidly. With the way the growth is going in Alachua County. But just but win at Cocoa Friday night, how huge would that be for Newberry?
Oh, it'd be big. One of the biggest wins probably in program history. It'll be big for our kids. But we look at it as another opportunity to play another week, right? And we want to win the last game. That'll be the big game for us. This is just another opportunity, another challenge on the list, and we're gonna go play a really good Cocoa team and compete for 48 minutes. That's the plan.
No, absolutely. Let's have a little fun here from the comments here, because Coach,
I knew you were going to do it. I knew it.
Coach, what kind of player was Reno? And then Reno, I want to know what kind of player Coach Johnson was.
All right, let me go first then.
Go first, Coach.
Reno was tough, man. Number 53, if I'm not mistaken, man. He would, he'd be the guy cleaning off the pile at the end of those runs, man, running outfield, getting blocks at the second level. Tough-nosed O-line, a little nasty, the kind of guy you wanted blocking for you up front.
I couldn't even catch Coach Johnson so fast running away from everybody, chasing players down. You couldn't keep up with him to see what he was doing. You had to go back and watch tape to see the excitement. So it works both ways on that one. That's for sure.
Wow. That is something. That is something there. we going down memory lane here, ladies and gentlemen, tonight.
Oh,
One times with the great Scott Pritchett, baby.
Hey, by the way, that office looks very familiar, Coach.
Hey, it's Newberry football. It's a Newberry way, man. Newberry way. You got to be physical, baby.
And by the way, my dear fiance got to watch both of y'all play, so there's that.
That too, for sure.
Yeah.
She was on the marching mantle, every side, on the sideline on Friday night. So
Yeah, front row seat. Yes.
No, absolutely, and I mean, at the end of the day, for you, Coach, what for you, what is it like for you to coach your alma mater? I mean, I know that some coaches never get that opportunity. They go elsewhere, but for you, to be at your alma mater, to be able to do what you do. I mean, what is it like for you on a daily basis to be in this role, in the shoes you're in?
First, it's a blessing every single day, man. I get to walk these hallways. I get to see my old locker every single day. I know the tradition and kind of, I've been a Panther my whole life, so I grew up here. I kind of know, the players that play here and the expectations. And, now I'm getting to coach some of my old teammates' kids and, being around school with some of those. So I'm getting a little older, but it's definitely a blessing. I enjoy it every single day. It's a great, great place to be at.
No, absolutely. And guys, you got any other questions for Coach here as we have him on?
Coach, you just need to get this win, get home so we can watch that home game, baby. Come on.
Yes, sir. Hey, we're going to work our best to do it.
No, and absolutely. And based upon the current rankings right now, the FHA dropped out at 5 o'clock this afternoon. They ran a calculation real quick on it. And right now, y'all have kind of made it a little stride up here in terms of the ranking here. So it kind of gives you an idea, maybe potentially what y'all might have if y'all win Friday night.
Yeah, we just got to take care of the task in front of us, man. We don't control the rankings. Like, we've been, we feel underranked all year. And we felt like we should have had a home game last week, but, it's out of our control. We just got to go play ball. So, wherever the rankings is, we'll go play anyone, anywhere. That's our mindset right now.
No, absolutely. And Emory Williams-Smith says, good luck to Coach Johnson. Been an exciting season for Newberry with those 2 wins over Bradford. It's really tough to beat a team like Cocoa, especially on the road. But and then they got DeAndre saying here, looking forward to seeing you in the jungle, Coach.
Yes, sir. Looking forward to it. I hear great things about it. It's my first trip to Cocoa, so I'm looking forward to it and going against Coach Snyder. He does a great job, and it's gonna be fun, man. It's what you want to play in the playoffs. And
according to the FHSAA, it looks like kickoff is slated for 6. Is that accurate, Coach?
Kickoff is at 7 p.m.
It's a 7. All right. So someone's got it wrong. 7 o'clock kickoff at Cocoa at Dick Blake Stadium down there in Brevard County. And Coach, you guys will be able to get to practice on Thanksgiving and then have a little Thanksgiving feast and then going on down there.
Yes, sir. It's a blessing, man. We've been looking forward to this. This is our first Thanksgiving practice, in our 6 years. So, we're definitely excited about it. If you're practicing on Thanksgiving, you're doing something right.
No, absolutely.
That's right, Coach.
Chris, you got anything?
Hey, Coach. Good luck this weekend against Cocoa. I got one question for you. What are your Thanksgiving traditions as far as the football program goes?
So we haven't been playing on Thanksgiving. So, we've done actually a alumni, like a turkey bowl game the last few years up here. We have some of the old guys come up and, play a little flag football. So, I think, they're still going to do that a little bit this year. And then, just chill with the family and watch some football. That's the plan.
No.
Where's my invite, Coach? I haven't seen the invite.
Come on, you invited. There it is right now.
Yeah. Tell me what time. Maybe I need to figure out how to schedule that in the midst of all the Thanksgiving dinners. Hey, we got to come see that.
Yeah, that'll be fun.
All right, Coach Ed Johnson of the Newberry Panthers on to the regional finals, Class 2A, Region 2 this week at Cocoa. Congratulations, Coach, and best of luck on Friday night.
Thank you. I appreciate y'all and everything y'all do for our school sports, man. You guys are great. So thank y'all, and everybody have a happy Thanksgiving.
No, happy Thanksgiving to you too as well, Coach. Appreciate it.
Yes, sir.
Good to see you.
Yeah, absolutely. Good night. And guys, that was fun right there. It's like in Reno's like, wasn't invited. Noli's giving it to you.
Oh man.
There's my fiance. Panther Nation, yes indeed. And where's ours to watch? Oh, man, we want. Hey, I want to watch. That's exactly what I want. I want my invite so I could go watch this. So Reno has a mean streak. I thought he was a lover. He's a fighter.
No sir, not always. No sir.
Oh man. This is so much fun here. There's so much fun here. Let's take a water break. Let's get hydrated. Then we got 5, 6, and 7A to go here. Get the picks in, and then we're gonna call it a night here and get some Thanksgiving food at some point along the way here. So let's take a water break here, and we'll be right back here, right here on the Drive the State show here on FortHSFootball.com and the FortHSFootball.com social media networks. We'll be right back, and of course the cat for the win. Yes, indeed. Yes, we'll have the cat for the win here. We'll be right back right here on the Drive the State show here on FortHSFootball.com. Welcome back here to the Drive the State show here on FortHSFootball.com. And try to get this unmuted there. There we go. Got Chris the thing, and somehow it keeps wanting to unmute itself during the break here. So we'll trying to work on that. But anyways, we're back here on the Drive the State show here. Josh Wilson, Christopher Lyke, Reno there on the other side there. And guys, we got 6A. We got 6A. I think it's 5A, 6A, or 7A. No, we did. Did we do 5A? We got 6A and 7A. We already did 5. Sorry, I keep misplacing myself here, but we already did 5. So we got 6 and 7A left here to go here in terms of the picks and everything here. But first, we've got the comments still firing off here. And Chris, this one's for you. Jenny wants to know. I want to know the Cats picks. I love it.
I got a response to that already.
Oh, okay. You got a response to that, and it says, "Hey, Jenny, do you know Chris stole my cat?" Sunshine is undefeated in the picks.
Always.
That is Chris is stealing. Yes. Sunshine is undefeated in the picks. Now it's Midnight undefeated in the picks too. That's what I need.
Yeah.
All right. Yes. There you go. Round of applause. All right. With that said, let's get back to it here. There's the music. And Mr. Turkey's still there.
Gobble, gobble.
We missed you, Turkey.
Yes, indeed. Let's see what we got here. All right. Back to it as well. All right. Let's take a look at Class 6A here. the latest rankings there from the Florida High School Athletic Association with what they showed for the remaining 8 teams here. This is just for informational purposes again, and it kind of gives us an idea of what we might expect depending on who wins Friday night here in the state semifinals here. So let's take a look at the brackets here as we roll along here. And let's take a look at it. How about that 5-seed Oakleaf, 31-14 over Nice. We just had Coach Chris Foy from Oakleaf on, and what a great interview he was there. Buchholz 34-24 over Pace to set that matchup up. Armwood 21-17 over Plant. That was a close one, and Osceola rolls Durant 35-6. And West Boca Raton rolls Mitchell 38-7. Wiregrass Ranch does the same thing to Largo, a score of 38-7. You don't see that often in a bracket like that, but that's what happened there in that one. And then looking at Region 4, you see Miami Southridge beats Monarch 20-14. The Monarchs have fallen. And
yes.
West Broward 35-16 over Piper.
The butterflies have flown away.
Yes, indeed. All right. With that said, Mr. Turkey, are you ready to give us some turkey ratings? And he says yes. He is ready. He is ready. All right, Mr. Turkey. What do we have for Oakleaf and Buchholz in terms of the turkeys? Do we have a turkey? Yes, we do have one turkey. Do we have 2 turkeys? I think we do have 2 turkeys. Do we have 3? Chris is probably like, come on, bring it on. 3 turkeys?
There we go.
Do we have that 4th turkey? Do we have turkey number 4? We do have turkey number 4. Question is do we have a 5th turkey for this game? Do we have a 5th turkey? He says no.
No 5th turkey.
Mr. Turkey, your new imaginary friend, just for tonight, just for this 1 week.
Sure.
All right, let's start with Oakleaf Buchholz. Let's talk about it here, guys. All right, we talked to Coach Foy about this. We know what it's going to be like. Buchholz, you got Trace Johnson, got Justin Williams. It's really a lot of talent. Nick Clayton as well. I mean, at the end of the day, both teams are similar here. So, Chris, let's start it off with you.
This is a very evenly matched up here. I think Buchholz is going to edge it out. That great season for Oakleaf, but Buchholz, I think, just continue on.
So Buchholz, your pick, Chris.
Yes.
All right, Reno, where are we going with this one?
I hate to say it, but Buchholz knows the field, and we know that this is a particular thing you got to take into account when we're talking about a game at Citizens. They know the field. Oakleaf, as we talked, they're strong up front. They're well prepared. I'm going Oakleaf with this one, not just because of the interview. I'm going Oakleaf, and I think because they've got a stronger running game and they can control the clock.
Wow. All right. As we bring up some of the picks here, and Buchholz, Oakleaf here. Jenny's going for the Bobcats. All right. I really like Coach Ford after that interview, so I'm taking hitter. Mark.
That's right, Mark. Let's go, Mark.
Citizenville has almost as many potholes as the rest. Oh, man. I need a
not wrong.
I need a yeah, Mark. Wow. All right. And David Bezenet's going for Oakleaf and Rita. Oh, Jenny's like, wow. Oh. My fiance's giving you a shaking. She's shaking her head at you, Rita, right now.
Hey, that's why I live on my island.
Well, with that said, I know Buchholz knows this field, and I'm going with Buchholz, and I gotta go with the Bobcats. Mark Whittemore's going to have this team ready, but Coach Ford's going to bring in a team that's going to be really, really strong. They're going to be prepared. This is going to be a close ball game. Hence why I feel like 4 turkeys is perfectly with Mr. Turkey. I agree with his pick on 4 turkeys here. And Stephen Thatch goes where Oakleaf D-line for the win here. And Coach Ron says,
I had to laugh at that one. That was Yeah.
Wow.
I mean, part of it could be a beach parking lot.
And hopefully someone in the city of Gainesville is listening to this, so we get a resolution there.
Well, according to Harvey Ward in a story from Noah Ram from the Gainesville Sun today, he says if things aren't fixed with Citizens Field during his term as mayor, he will consider it a failure. So we have it on print record there.
There we go.
So, and Emery Williamson says Oakleaf versus Buell's could go either way. I say Buell's is a slight favorite, especially since they're at home. And yes, that's exactly what it is. It's that home field advantage here at the end of the day. All right. Do we have one turkey for Osceola and Armwood? Oh, we do have one turkey. Do we have the coveted 2 turkey? Oh, yes. Is there a 3rd turkey here? Oh, I think so. Do we have a 4th turkey? Yes. Do we have a coveted 5th turkey for this game here? What are you thinking? You thinking 5th turkey, Reno?
I'm going 5. I think this one's a 5.
Chris?
Maybe 4.5.
4.5? There's that 5th turkey.
It's a 5. Yes.
There is a 5th turkey. And Jenny says, unfortunately, you ain't wrong. The field is crap about Citizens Field. The shores of Oh! Armwood for the W. All right. Jenny bringing the heat tonight. There's 3 turkeys currently on this video. Well,
Wow.
I don't know if that's being referred to us.
I count for 2, so there's really 4.
Oh. All right, gentlemen. We had Coach Evan Davis on from Armwood here, and Armwood's going up probably against some of their biggest competition yet of the season here. Osceola, Armwood, very similar in terms of the numbers, very similar in terms of how they get things done. But the biggest thing difference here is that Osceola pounds and pounds and pounds the ball when they average almost 300 yards rushing per game. That tells you what you need to know about Osceola, and whereas Armwood goes with a more balanced approach. Reno, let's start it off here.
I think it's Armwood's D that's going to win this for them. They're going to be able to contain the outside, contain the middle, and it's going to force Osceola to go to the pass, and I think that's what's going to be the game changer.
Absolutely. Chris, where are you going with this one?
Yeah, I like Armwood as well. Playing at home, and there's just too much talent on the Armwood side of the ball.
No, So you're going Armwood.
Yes.
Armwood for the win. All right. Well, you know what? This one's a tough one. This one's going to be a very close game. It's just a matter of if Armwood shuts down Osceola's run game and puts Osceola into the pass game, it probably will not end well for Osceola. And I think that's my fear here in this situation here. Coach Ron, he says Armwood. I'm just going to read it because I don't want to post it up because the way he's like Armwood rolls over he says the Cowgirls in this. He says the Cowgirls, but it's the Cowboys. It makes the fullback position to sink. Mm-hmm. Mark Cannon taking the Cowboys, and Osceola puts the frozen turkey in the Armwood. Oh, Coach Rod, Coach.
Wow.
That said, my pick is Armwood here, ladies and gentlemen.
Armwood.
While the chat goes up and beats the hilarious sideshow here tonight. I'll go with Armwood, but wouldn't be surprised if Kissimmee Osceola wins, Emery Smith says. All right, let's roll this here with the turkeys here. All right, Wiregrass Ranch at West Boca Raton. Let's see what the turkey has given us here. All right, 1 turkey. We have 2 turkeys. Do we have a 3rd turkey? Oh, we do have a 3rd turkey. Do we have a 4th
turkeys?
Turkey? Oh, we have a 4th turkey here. Do we have that coveted 5th turkey? No. Mr. Turkey says no, but this is going to be a good one. This is going to be a good one. This is going to be a good one here because it's Bulls versus Bulls. It's Wiregrass Ranch versus West Boca Raton. Unfortunately, this is a long road trip for the ranch here. And but as Reno says, it's been the ranch is real here. So, it's but at the end of the day, this is a long road trip here. And Reno, I'll start it off with you on this one. Where are you going to go?
The ranch is real. It may be a long road trip, but it's going to be the road trip of just them getting mentally ready to whip up on West Boca Raton. Going with the ranch.
Wow. All right. Chris, where are you going with this one?
Guarantee the Bulls will win, but it's going to be
Bulls?
West Boca. West Boca.
Yeah, West Boca. He's going West Boca. Man, this one's a tough one because Mark Cantor, definitely a much more seasoned coach than head coach Dylan Potts. But Dylan Potts has come in and really put his fingerprints on this program and has really turned this team into a team that you have to keep an eye on. And with that said, I go with the home field advantage. I go with the fact that Wiregrass is going to have to be on the bus for about 3.5 to 4 hours here. It just is a long road trip here. I have to go West Boca in this one here and send the Bulls. By the way, for either Bull team, whoever wins between we know the Bulls are going to win, but whichever team wins is headed to their first state semifinal in program history. So it's a lot of history making for either of these teams on Friday night here in this one. So with that said, it looks like, oh, Jenny said, y'all done got Josh laughing. Yes, you do. Yeah, yes, they have. And it's wonder who Reno's picking. Well, we heard who Reno was picking.
Hashtag
the
ranch is real.
From Ron Bailey, the ranch is real.
Love it.
Coach Ron says West Boca Raton in a barn burner, 38-35. It says Mark Cannon says I'm on Reno Island on this one. Ranch. You got some company. Boo at Josh's. Oh my gosh.
Against my ranch, man. You're going against my ranch. I've picked them since I've been on the show, and they have not disappointed. So the ranch, baby.
All right. Okay, let's roll this one here. All right, one turkey for this game. Do we have two turkeys? For West Broward and Miami Southridge, do we have a third turkey? Ooh, we do have a third turkey. Now, do we have a fourth turkey, Mr. Turkey? Do we have a fourth turkey? No, we don't. Honestly, there's a reason why I think Mr. Turkey has gone this way with this game here. And when we look at it here, it really comes down to, West Broward's gotten this far, but their side of the bracket has been kind of, in terms of, I'd say, weak here a little bit here. And their overall schedule has been sort of weak in my opinion here. But I'm going to leave it to the guys here to give me some other stuff to fill in. What are you thinking? Mr. Lyke, we'll go with you first.
West Broward had a very good season. They're a great program on the rise. But the game playing in Miami, give me Southridge.
Reno, where are you going with this one?
Yeah, and you break him down on paper, West Broward is more of a balanced team where Southridge is more of that passing offense. And I think in this game, passing is what's going to get it done. So I'm going to go with Southridge.
Absolutely. Let's remind you, James Peroni for Miami Southridge averages a total of 203.1 yards per game. That includes 181 yards passing per game on average here. And honestly, playing in the confines of Miami-Dade County is not an easy feat here. And honestly, at the end of the day, the strength of schedule, head coach Pearson Otis gets this team ready in the way Miami Southridge football has been known to do. And that's where I am going with Southridge for my pick here. And Noli is going Southridge tonight. Coach Ron says West Broward or Southridge. West Broward's offense will be like, he going opposite. Zachary Hallback says Southridge, and Mark Cannon relying on Josh, Chris, and Rita for this pick. Southridge, yes. All right. With that said, Coach Ron says somebody's sleeping outside tonight. I think he's referring to me. It's never a dull moment here on these shows here. So, and Zachary says, I'm going to pick Buchholz, Armwood, West Boca Raton, and Southridge. So he's picking those in these games here. All right, to Class 7A, the largest classification here. All right, as you see the rankings here updated, Vin is still holding that top spot right now, and if they're going to pretty much be home in the state semifinals if they win Friday night here. But you see Lake Mary having some improvement, Seminole, Dr. Phillips, Columbus even improving a little bit. Yeah, but you see Vero Beach, West Orange, Western here, and let's talk about this here because, gentlemen, 52-32 for Lake Mary over Spruce Creek. So they had to literally light up the scoreboard here in order to get past Spruce Creek here, but they get in the rematch with Seminole, who beat Orange City University 24-20 in that Region 1 bracket. In Region 2, it was the Venice show again, 56-17 over Newsom. And then West Orange, how about that? And I got to give props, I think, to Reno, because I think Reno's the only – was it Reno or was it Chris? I got to go back on my notes here. I got it right here. Actually, let's go back to it here real quick because one of them called it here. I've got it right here. Actually, it was Chris. Chris nailed it right on the head for West Orange. 26-25. Close one right there. West Orange over Plant City by a point. And then that's in Region 2. Region 3, how about Vero Beach? 1 point over Palm Beach Central. 21-20. And Dr. Phillips rolls Jupiter 35 to Goose Egg. And then in Region 4, Columbus 28-7 over South Dade, and Western Goose Eggs Boca Raton 42-0. And with that said, we are into the last of the games for 7A here, and we are going to let Mr. Turkey have his say here. All right, Mr. Turkey. His final say of these final 4 games that we have to pick on. Seminole at Lake Mary. What do you got for this one, Mr. Turkey? We have 1 turkey. Oh, 2 turkeys. Ooh, 3 turkeys. Do we have a 4th turkey, Mr. Turkey? Oh, yes, we do. Do we have a 5th turkey? Do we have a 5th turkey for this rematch of district and county foes from Seminole County? They're in the Orlando Metro. What do you know? We have our 5th turkey. Yes, this is a highly coveted rematch between the 2 teams, between the Fighting Seminoles and the Rams. And if you really want to know anything, look at the scoring averages, pretty close and similar. When these 2 teams met on October 14th, Lake Mary was a victor on the road at Seminole, 29-14. But this time it is Lake Mary's turn to host at Don T. Reynolds Stadium there in Lake Mary. And Mr. Lyke, I'll give you the floor on this one. Where are we going with this game here?
Give me Lake Mary. This is going to be a close one. I think it's probably going to go to an overtime game. I wouldn't be surprised if Seminole pulls off the upset, though.
All right. Reno, where are we going with this one?
For Seminole to pull an upset on this, they're going to have to light it up in the air. And I just don't think they have that full attack. I think Lake Mary will be able to stop that a little bit and continue off on their run. So Lake Mary for the win.
Absolutely. I think Lake Mary is going to be state semifinal bound. Lake Mary has actually, I believe if I'm correct, Lake Mary has never been to the state semifinals. This has been a goal for head coach Scott Perry. Yes, Scott Perry, who played for the Florida Gators under Steve Spurrier. He is a Lake Mary alum, has been there for years now with his alma mater. Been close, regional finals, but knocking on the door on these state semifinals. Gosh, this would be huge for Lake Mary. And the expectations have been high over the years, but now it looks like this might actually be payoff time here because got to remember here, think about this. Noah Grubbs averages 197.5 yards passing per game, averages a total of 203.1 yards per game. So think about that for a moment here in terms of when we're talking about this. Noah Grubbs has been that X factor for Lake Mary. And that's why I'm taking Lake Mary to beat Seminole here in the rematch here. We know it's hard to beat the same team twice in one season, but in this situation, I just think Noah Grubbs is going to roll. And I think it looks like in the chat here, mostly people are going Lake Mary here. And be careful, we healthy. Well, I know, but this is Lake Mary, and we know it's at home. So like it's a different environment. So we'll see what happens there, Don. Mark Cannon going Lake Mary. Noli is going Lake Mary. And, of course, Coach Ron says Seminole gets to get back on Lake Mary. It will be a fantastic coach game. I have Seminole 28-27.
It will be. Yeah.
Yeah, that'll be a close game here.
Close, yeah.
All right, Mr. Turkey, what do you have for West Orange and Venice at Powell Davis. Oh, I hit the wrong button there. So let's do Vero Beach real quick because apparently I hit the wrong one on my thing here. So I don't know why. It must have been the one I set it up. So let's do reveal Vero Beach, Dr. Phillips, because then we got this one. Here we go. Because it would have mattered anyways on that one. But let's talk about West Orange Venice here. Let's see what we got here for that. Oh, 3 turkeys.
3?
4. I don't see a
Did
4
we get
turkey.
the 4? No 4? Oh.
Turkey says no. And there's only 2 turkeys for Vero Beach, Dr. Phillips. Yeah, Mr. Turkey says there's never going to be a third there. So anyway, let's talk about West Orange and Venice here. West Orange pulling off that 1-point victory over Plant City to move on to the regional finals here. But Venice is doing Venice things, and Venice is just, I mean, I'm looking at this. When you're averaging 50.7 points per game, good night. Good night. So where are we going with this one? Reno, you first.
Well, the question is, what can West Orange bring on a defensive structure to stop the scoring machine? And even though they are 10-2, I just think Venice is just going to be way too strong on controlling the ball, and I believe Venice will take this win.
No, absolutely. I hear you on that one. Chris, where are you going with this one? West Orange or Venice?
Yeah, Venice is way too big, way too strong, way too talented. West Orange has had a good magical run, but that's about to be over.
Yeah. So, yeah, and honestly, I feel like I've said it all year, and I feel like Venice is Class 7A is Venice's to lose here this year, and it's just that they came back with a talented roster. I mean, given the fact that one of the defending state champions, Columbus, is in this classification, that Columbus has not looked the best of the best in this thing. So honestly, again, I feel like it's a Venice show, and not honestly. We saw the barn burners at the start of the season with Venice, but you get in the second half of this season, it's been Venice dominating. Venice not really giving up a lot of points either. So they have figured out the defense here finally here, and that's where it's most important is in the second half of the season and playoffs here. I mean, first half you can give up more points than whatever you want to do. That's where I feel like John Peacock's program is just going to roll over West Orange and take the victory there in that one. All right, Vero Beach and Dr. Phillips here, right, for the state semifinals. Dr. Phillips, I think last time they were in the state semifinals, 2017, I believe that was the year they won their state championship. They won, but Vero Beach hasn't been in the state semifinals. I can't even go back. It's been a hot minute for the Fighting Indians, but I mean they got off by 1 point against Palm Beach Central, and Dr. Phillips is just really looking good, and Rodney Wells has got this team really firing on all cylinders here. So Reno, let me start with you on this one. Where do you want to go?
I think with this one, it's going to come down to the schedule of play this year and the quality of play. And I just think Dr. Phillips has had a better route in that sense, and they've learned how to win throughout this season. So even though Vero Beach is going to come out strong and give them an attack, I think Dr. Phillips edges for the win.
Okay, DP. All right, Chris, where are you going? DP or Vero Beach?
Yeah, Dr. Phillips should be a heavily favored game. This is not going to be a close one after the third quarter. Give me Dr. Phillips.
All right, I'm rolling Dr. Phillips as well here. I feel like the Panthers are just a much better prepared team here. Vero Beach, there's been some inconsistencies this year about them, and honestly, Dr. Phillips averaging 33 points a game, Vero Beach 27.6 points a game. So I mean, when you look at the amount of points per game, it's kind of similar on average, but total yards per game, yeah, Vero Beach does average a little higher, but again, it's been Dr. Phillips' defense that's actually helped them along the way here too. So at the end of the day, I'm taking Dr. Phillips for the victory here, and we've got some picks here to pop up here along the way. And Coach, they have a yawner. No, there's like 2 turkeys. Venice. West Orange goes the way of Haines City Hornets, Venice, and then Emery Smith going Venice, and Zagger always says Lake Mary. And then if Lake Mary running back is actually out, I'll take Seminole. Ooh, maybe some news there that I wasn't aware of, but I'll stick with Lake Mary. Vero Beach over Dr. Phil. If neither team's great in the second half of games, Vero Beach is more slightly balanced. And Mark Cannon is going Dr. P. And Zagger Allback, Dr. P. And Nolly's going for Dr. P. Vero's last win, 1998. Wow. Regional finals. Last win in the regional finals, 1998. So that's been a hot minute here.
Nelly with the stats. Nelly with the stats.
Yes, indeed. I appreciate Nelly dropping us some hot knowledge in here. All right. Our last game to pick on, Western, number 17 Western, who, by the way, should be a much higher seed, but because of the forfeits, they're obviously here. But with that said, Western at Columbus Tropical Park. That is a 2 p.m. kickoff on Friday, so an early afternoon tilt on Black Friday. So let's see, Mr. Turkey, what do we have here in terms of the turkeys? We do have one turkey at least. Do we have two turkeys? Yes, we do. Do we have three turkeys? Ooh, we do.
Ooh, we got at least a three here.
Do we have four turkeys, Mr. Turkey? We do.
Oh.
Do we have five turkeys?
Oh, we're going to end up four.
Oh, come on.
Four turkeys. Four turkeys. I mean, this game will be good. This game will be good. I don't know if it's like necessarily the top of the top, but honestly, Western's going to come in. They're going to play Columbus hard here. I think people are underestimating Western because of the record and because they had to forfeit those games. I feel like there's some underestimation here. So, with that said, Chris, I will start you off with this one. Columbus and Western at Tropical Park, early afternoon tilt.
Even though this is at Columbus and the rankings, this is how I feel about this. That's the rankings. Western with the upset.
All right. Western with the upset. Reno, where are we going with this one?
I think I have to agree with Chris on this one that Western is at the disadvantage of the forfeits. It doesn't really reflect what they've really done, averaging 272 yards a game. So I think Western can come in and sneak this one out and take the upset.
No, wow. Okay. Some people say Columbus for the win here, and Nolly was right about four turkeys. There you go. Western, one of my favorite teams to follow the year's great staffing and concession stands. Columbus wins 48-10. Oh, but Mark Cannon, we got some company with us on this because I am going Western as well because I don't. This is not the same type of Columbus team we have seen going back to 2019. All right, 2019, Columbus wins their first state championship in school history in a close one. They beat Apopka in the final minutes there in Daytona. 2020 COVID day, so they opt out of the FHSAA State Series, but they win the Tri-County Championship in the gold bracket, so they win championship there. 2021, all right, didn't come back. They went to the state semifinals, lost there. Next 2 years, it's been state championship, but I feel like this is the Columbus team. What they've done is done for that school is really great. But I just honestly, at the end of the day, what Coach Rakovich at Western has done, these Wildcats are being underestimated here, and I feel like Western will finally break through and finally get to the state semifinals for the first time in program history. And my pick is Western here. With that said, so that is it on the picks here, guys. I mean, that is it for the state semifinals for the rural classification brackets, and then the regional finals here for the state championships. And honestly, how about this one more time here? I got to do this one more time here, and I will bring it up here in a moment here if I can. There you go. Chris is like, happy birthday to me. Happy birthday, Chris. Jenny goes.
Happy birthday, Chris.
I don't know. We lost Chris there. It's kind of frozen there. Chris, you still there?
Yep.
All right. We just got you frozen on screen, but we got you. There you go. There we go. Yes, indeed, the Beatles. I love that one. That's a good song to always play for the birthday here. So, and absolutely. But guys, any final thoughts here as we hit 0-0 on our clock?
It's playoff time. Win or go home.
Yes, and everyone says that. Yeah, enjoy listening to 3 great shows always. Hope everyone has a Thanksgiving. And Chris, happy birthday to you, buddy.
Yeah, thanks. Yeah, thanks to everybody for the birthday wishes. And yeah, this weekend's going to be very entertaining to say the least.
Absolutely. And
Sure.
Jenny says, happy Turkey Day, everyone, from our home to yours. Yes, indeed. Happy Thanksgiving to everybody. Emery Smith says, happy birthday, Christopher, again. And Noli says, thank you for a great show. Happy Thanksgiving, everyone. Happy Thanksgiving to you for Christopher Lyke and for Mike Reno. I'm Joshua Wilson. Happy Thanksgiving. Happy birthday to Christopher Lyke. We'll see what happens here with the regional finals on Friday. Follow FHSAA.com for your latest score updates. I'll be over at Hawthorne, seeing what happens there between Williston and Hawthorne. But after that, we'll see what happens and see what things set up there for the state semifinals and the state championships in the world next week. We'll be back next Tuesday night at 8 o'clock here on FortHSFootball.com. Appreciate everybody watching. Have a great night and happy Thanksgiving once again.
Take care.